luck, Bob.
Good luck, King.
3, 2, 1, go.
All right, and best of luck to both of our competitors in this, the first of what I hope to be many contests between King and somebody besides me, because I get really nervous when I fight him. All right, paths diverge immediately as soon as the runs begin, and by that I mean they went exactly the same way. Someone juked me and looked like they were going in a different direction. King dealing with one of my favorite enemies. People call the ball that these guys cough out many different things. I like to call it the smoker's lung, because I don't smoke cigarettes, because there's been a lot of anti-cigarette propaganda in my life and I just can't do it. King's facing down some champions here, but these are not particularly dangerous types. Bomb has found the boss room. Handles it fairly easily. Not a huge challenge. Floor 1. Vanilla Isaac with the D6 is just fine. King is, I have absolutely no idea what he is doing. His stream could be frozen for all I know. I'm just going to assume that it is.
We're in cursive, we're trying to manipulate.
Oh, I see, I see. I missed that
legal?
curse at the beginning. Yeah, I mean, if you can make it happen, you can make it happen. Because technically he's not taking advantage of any gamesmanship that you yourself, Bomb, could not be taking advantage of. King takes a hit there. A hit that, it was an unfortunate hit, I'll just say. I'll just say that King did take an unfortunate hit. Bomb dealing with the gapers down here outside of the curse room. Tinted Rock, he's got to be happy about that. King finds himself in the same room dealing with the same enemies. Clean dodges, a little close at the top right there. Looks like Bomb has stumbled upon the item room. He's trying desperately not to get blown up by an explosive spider. King commits on the Tinted Rock and gets a payout. Bomb has got to be happy with that item in the item room. King sees the item in the item room. He's got to decide whether he is going to take it. So, Bomb re-rolled into Spoonbender. King takes Thunder Thighs. The runs have diverged, and I have to say that advantageously, I think it probably belongs to Bomb. But King is going to have the Stompy effect now, and if he takes good advantage of it, could find himself with some transformative crawl spaces, potentially even a black market. Bomb is taking on the boss, and ironically, Spoonbender can actually betray you a little bit against this boss. It's very mild, but you can see Bomb has already kind of taken a hit due to it. King contemplating a trinket that Bomb has already gotten, so the counterfeit penny. That'll make coins occasionally worth 1 additional coin, which is pretty good. You can cheese the hell out of that, and I don't mean the Thunder Thighs cheese. And looks like Bomb is pretty close here. I thought he might have had the boss finished off at that point. King comes in, finds Lil Horn, but it is Champion Lil Horn. Bomb takes another hit. Fortunately, we're on floor 1, so those hits really are not going to be that impactful. Only half a heart of damage across them. This Champion Lil Horn is really frustrating and very difficult. The thing about this one is he never actually hurts himself, which is something that you really count on in the Lil Horn fights. Otherwise, they do drag on. Lil Horn isn't particularly dangerous, but he is one of those that can just drag on. Bomb heads on down to the next floor. Oh, actually, no, he doesn't. I just looked at his map. Looks like Bomb is going back, picks up the 2 soul hearts that he strategically left where they were. And it looks like we're about to see the first major difference. Bomb decided to go ahead and take the matchbook for its black heart, its bombs, and the ability to get more bombs, the evil up. Wow, the rerolls. The rerolls. We'll talk about that in a second so as not to influence the players. I will say that King did reroll his boss item into meat finally, so he does get a very minor damage up and an extra HP container to help his devil deal. He did go down to the next floor. Bomb actually rolled in to Book of Secrets in the secret room, incidentally, and made use of it for his 2020 transformation, and now he's on down to the next floor as well. So both are on the second floor, Curse of Darkness, basement 2. Stealing some rooms. Already seeing more champions than one might expect. King is getting the advantages and disadvantages of Stompy already. And Bomp is making use of his Spoonbender. That first floor item, I think, could really make all the difference in the world for this run. King stumbles upon a pretty nice get, as a matter of fact. Not bad. Although the asthmatic assholes, aka these stone golems that charge you around, definitely gave him a little bit of trouble. Bomp dealing with that right now. Looks like Bomp finds the swallowed penny. I don't know if King has the swallowed penny. His trinket slot is actually hidden by his body. The Stompy ability makes the next room he's in a bit of a joke, actually. Nice and easy for him. Definite disparity between the health totals. King is actually on 5 red hearts and a soul heart and a half, whereas Bomp's soul hearts are significantly higher. Only 3 red heart containers. Typically, that will enable you to take the entirety of a Devil Deal on floor 2, so Bomp's got to be feeling pretty good about that. Lots of players prefer to play with no red heart whatsoever. King finds a really interesting, fun room. This could be a dangerous one. Let's see what happens here. What would have otherwise been a definite 1 or 2 hit, potentially champion hit room is absolutely decimated by King making use of the Stompy effect. Again, incredibly divisive item. Many people fall. I would say it's probably a 60-40 split on the side of not liking the Thunder Thighs item at all, because again, look, King's speed is 0.6, so it's pretty bad. But that said, he also is able to avoid danger and damage in scenarios where other players would have no choice but to take it. Alright, Bomp finds himself in another large room outside of the item room, dealing with some sliding poop enemies. When I first started Isaac, these guys actually scared the hell out of me, because apparently I just didn't know that patterns were a thing. Still learning, guys, very young. I'm so young. Give me time to learn.
You're very young.
I am so young. My GI says I'm the baby in his practice, and that makes me feel good. Alright, King is taking on the boss. The Thunder Thighs may actually be advantageous in this fight for him as well. Again, if pressed, I personally would never choose Thunder Thighs over Spoonbender, but King is making it look like the right choice. And Bomp takes an item from the item room, question mark. It's interesting. And looks like King is about to finish the boss off, which, as Bomp is now discovering, is Monstro. So let's take a look. Oh, he's got to be happy with that item. Given the synergy that he has, I'm kind of surprised that King rerolled that item. Fantastic Devil Deal, actually. This could pay out really big for King. King's choices, given the RNG of this particular run, have actually been quite advantageous to him. Bomp is finishing off Monstro. Looks like he's got him down nice and easy. King has got to be pleased with what he just got out of the Devil Deal room. That really, that's great. That's really good. So King takes 1 or both items. Goes back, takes his boss room item. King's item economy is significantly outpacing Bomp's at this point. King uses, or Bomp uses his Sun card in the Devil Deal room. Of course, he did that for the ability to refill his red hearts and try and get a payout from the Demon Beggar, which he got the synth oil that King got. And Bomp re-rolls the Devil Deal room into nothing. That has to hurt. Bomp, do you have any commentary on how that feels?
Could have gone better. Could have gone better.
Passing up Cambion Conception and Lil Brim for Headless Baby and My Shadow, which he did not take. King goes back to maximize using his Stompy effect. Looks like Bomp has moved on to the next floor. He found a really good item in the room that he's in here. Being a bit demure so as not to influence the actions of a certain king. So King, because of his combination of items, which at this point I am willing to tell Bomp, King actually has Steam Sale and a quarter. And he is in the shop, and he's making hay while the sun is shining. King picks up a half-price tarot cloth, while Bomp picks up Tractor Beam with Spoonbender. Curious choice. Interested to see how the synergy works here. King is re-rolling the shop. He's trying to make the most of his cash, and... okay. It looks like King picks up a blue map, and he heads on down to the next floor. Meanwhile, Bomp enters a room with a fight. No fires to help him take care of this fight, which is pretty much telegraphing what it is, but, you know, do something about it then. King is going to know immediately what this is, because King has brought his Sun card down to Catacombs 1 with him. King passes on the trap room because he does not have any bombs. He's got to be careful now. King does have Stompy, which lets him trash anything on the floor just by walking into it, but with mushrooms that can actually be pretty bad. So he's got to be careful about that. Again, King just maximizing the rock smash. He's got the whole floor mapped out now thanks to that Sun card. Bomp finds his way into another certain room. Again, being quite demure. We don't want to influence the players here. They've taken a fairly similar path through this floor. And it does look like both players have the jawbone. It's decent. It's okay. Their builds at this point have moved in completely different directions. Looks like Bomp is in the shop. Picks himself out something nice to take home with him. Saves some for his birthday. King's finishing the envy fight now. Gets it rewarded with a troll bomb and a regular bomb. And heads on over to the trap room so he can take this out. See what he gets out of it. And he is also treated to a troll bomb and Bob's brain. What a treat. What a treat. Bomb of the King is using his bombs offensively. But he is quite low now. Actually, didn't notice at some point. Looks like he picked up a golden bomb. Way to go. King dealing with the challenge room. Bomp is making really good use of those offensive bombs. Gotta be a little careful. Almost nicked himself on that one.
Yeah.
Pretty well done. And having the golden bomb drop gives him the advantage that King has been taking, you know, full use of with... Oh, wow. Didn't see whether Bomp re-rolled that particular item pedestal or not, but King's gotta be happy about what he just got. Bomp is taking on the boss. This should not pose any challenge whatsoever to him, particularly given his golden bomb. King finds the same golden bomb. And Bomp just dusts it. And gets himself
What the fuck is this?
a devil deal. A real good devil deal. Not quite as good as his last devil deal, but it'll do. Okay. He is immediately rewarded. King gets the half-price store. Bomp is really enjoying this devil deal. King takes Diplopia from the shop, and he brings it with him. Looks like Bomp may be heading back to the store. He is going to make full use of these of the golden bomb. He really wants to explore. Looks like he's fishing for the super secret room. Didn't find it. King is trying to find that crawl space. King, of course, knows where the secret and super secret rooms are, thanks to the sun. And Bomp makes the same reroll the King did. They both have the halo. They gotta be happy with that. King is on his way to the boss room now, so he'll see what a treat the boss is. Bomp, meanwhile, still rolling. King takes a hit from the boss that I did not expect. Bomp has found the incredibly not disappointing super secret room. And my guess is he's done with this floor. He heads on back down, picks up a battery on his pass through. King gets the pentagram as well from the boss, and the same hilarious devil deal. King, have fun. So the devil deal wasn't a total flop. It did have 2 soul hearts for them. Bomp heads on down to a floor he's gotta love. Bomp, what's worse, this or Burning Basement? Because I think the answer is obviously this.
This.
Okay, as long as we're clear. King takes a classic King opportunity and goes to re-explore the rest of the floor. He does have Steam sale, so, you know, one could argue that it is good maximizing for him. He took Diplopia in order to try to get something out of the devil deal with it, but was no use. He goes back for his D6. He rerolls his shop into a jar of flies, drops that. Bomp avails himself of another golden bomb and immediately begins mushroom hunting. Bomp, do you have a history of mushroom hunters in your family? Anybody? Like truffles, anything like that?
My grandfather was a mushroom hunter.
Was he?
That's right.
Mine as well, as a matter of fact. He tried to have me eat wild mushrooms as a child, and today, here I sit. If that doesn't explain anything, well, I don't have any other excuse. Alright, and Flooded Caves 2 for King as well. Bomp is trying to handle these most hated enemies. Is that what they're called? I just call them those assholes when I see them.
Yeah.
Alright, so King is actually making it look like a big brain play that he took Thunder Thighs at this point. I mean, it is it's incredible the use he's put it to already. He has taken himself out of danger in many situations. The health totals, oddly, are quite similar between our players. Looks like Bomp's found his way to the boss room just now. Alright, and Bomp gets through. Bomp finds himself a Yara rune. That's got to be nice. King also making use of that golden bomb. King finds himself in that same room that dear Bomp found. Oh, and Bomp finds a boss. I won't say what that boss is, but we'll see how he feels about it here in a moment. King, of course, has some mapping because he was able to pick up the blue map on the last floor for half price using his Steam sale. Battery lying there on the floor for King to use a little later should he choose to on his D6. D6 really one of the best items in the game. It's a fantastic item. I really do give it an S tier. Alright, so Bomp gets himself a devil deal. Will he re-roll this one? It did not pay out last time that he re-rolled it. So let's see what he does here. One item that's pretty much considered decent, another that's, I think, a lot of people would probably just ignore. Alright, so he has availed himself of... Wow, that was a get. So Bomp comes back. He has the rosary bead. Over his previous trinket, I'm not sure which is the better play, technically. I know which one I prefer. Bomp using the golden bomb, going back to...
It's now pointless. I'll switch it out one before I go, I hope.
Okay, alright. Just checking. King gets a very different devil deal than Bomp did. King gets the Krampus fight.
Good.
It is truly strange. I'm not sure how that happened on the same seed, but there are variations. It is strange, although King does get himself Dry Baby out of smashing a skull in his Krampus fight room, so that is a get right there. Dry Baby, great. And he does not take the head of Krampus, and he does not re-roll the head of Krampus either. Incidentally. Oh, but he re-rolls PJs into magic mush. It would be hard to argue with his logic. It seems like the breaks are going King's way, but it's much too soon to call anything as I watch him spike himself and lose a black soul heart. So, oh, very dangerous room King just entered. And yeah, that was bound to happen. Really not much that he could have done there. This was just a punishing room. That was King, how you feel about that, man? That was not right.
Speed hurt me there, and also Stompy with the mushrooms.
It was a deeply unfortunate thing. Bomp gets himself his hands on something that may just help him out. He is also being somewhat aggressive. And it looks like both players are kind of have their head in the same kind of in the same direction on this one. Clearing out the floor, finishing it out. Wow, King gets a shop item that is pretty good. Bob handles the big room that King had a little trouble with a couple minutes ago. He handles it fairly good. Fairly well. And he presses the switches in the item room. It's always a bad decision. Looks like Bomp also takes concussive tears. I actually like concussive tears. Not bad. King gets himself 2/3 of the mapping items. And it looks like Bomp's got his way to the store now as well. King has double Steam Sale. They both pick up more options. So from now on, or for really just 2 more floors, they're going to advantage themselves with 2 items in their item rooms. Bomp is re-rolling the shop. King is also still re-rolling the shop. Bomp also takes treasure map. King, of course, having the distinct advantage of Steam Sale. He has been able to make real business out of this. And it looks like the half-price box of trinkets there for Bomp. He doesn't decide to take it. Re-rolls it into a half-price pill baggie. He's got to be sad about that. He keeps rolling. Should remember that King does have tarot cloth, so I would argue at this point that King is ahead on economy. It would be very difficult to say that King is not ahead at this point in the run. Now, it's all going to depend how this all shakes out at the end. Anything can happen. We're only about halfway there. But King definitely has a midway lead as we come into halftime, if you will. And it looks like both players have abandoned this floor at the same time. Move on down. Bomp goes down to the next floor with a Yera rune in hand, as King did as well. King starts out the floor in a pretty advantageous way. Bomp finds himself some nerve endings. I once saw a nerve ending that was ripped out of my tooth, but it's a bit of a long story. I don't know if we want to talk about it right now. We don't? Okay, I'm getting a nod from the people that don't.
Elaborate on that. I'm fine with that.
No, I'm sorry. I've got the judges over here. They say that we're moving on. So it looks like Bomp dips in and then out of the challenge room, and he keeps moving. Lil Brimmy is just tearing it up for King. Although the Rotten Baby that Bomp got on the last floor is nothing to sneeze at. Rotten Baby is quite good. All right, so King comes to the item room and faces his first choice. He is deciding between a couple of items. The answer does seem relatively clear. He makes an interesting choice. What will Bomp choose? Bomp chooses Purity, while King chooses Cancer. I would argue that that was probably a familiarity play for King, if I had to guess. King takes an item from the shop. Bomp, on the other hand, does not have enough money to take that same item.
I'll be back.
Well, all right. And quoting a famous film, Bomp says that he will return.
Show me the money.
And of course, that famous film is Jerry Maguire. All right, King again, still making full use of his Stompy effect. Oddly, has not found a crawl space unless I did miss it while commenting on Bomp. King, can you confirm you have not managed to find a crawl space, even though you've made so much use? No crawl space. Interesting. But King having both treasure map and blue map, these floors are going to be fairly automatic for him from this point forward. Again, Isaac players with experience like these two can pretty much intuit from the shape of a map and location of secret rooms where boss rooms are. So, especially in the womb, that will be very advantageous for them. King comes across a super secret room that you always love to see. And he decides to take on the boss. What a treat. Everybody's favorite boss. This is just such a good, and it's the best version of this boss as well. Nice and easy. Real relaxing time for everyone. King is definitely getting the spurs put to him just a little bit. Already taking about 3 hits of damage on this fight. Not great. Dry baby. Put in work. Work harder. And King sees the item. He takes the item. Interesting. Bomp, it has looked like he has rerolled the item. The players essentially get the same effect, but Bomp's slightly advantaged because he got Magic Scab, which gave an HP up.
They were all HP ups. Fuck this shit.
Yeah, that is accurate. That is accurate. King with PhD is just down in fistfuls of pills, but he said he'd do that even if he didn't have PhD. I'm worried about him. You're worried about him. Who gives a shit? Let's move on. And Bomp finally does go to the next floor as well. King faces another interesting choice in the item room. Again, I would argue that there is a right choice, and King makes the choice that I would have not made. So again, if this was me versus King, our runs would also be incredibly divergent as well. Bomp is on the next floor now too. And King is just moving right along. Again, he's got that Steam sale. He's got 22 cents, and he's got a shop. Let's see what he'll do inside this shop. Meanwhile, Bomp deals with a polycephalus that just happens to be here. Why the hell are you out here? This isn't a boss room. And he sends him back to hell. King gets his second quarter of the run. I didn't know that you could get the quarter twice on a run, but King just wanted to show me and take me to Isaac school. That's what he told me before the run. You guys weren't there in the green room, but that's what he said. He said, Poppy, I'm going to take you to Isaac school today. It was really aggressive, and I was scared, but I didn't call HR because I'm the cool coworker. And King fishes and finds the secret room here, super secret room. Finds himself a little bit of stuff in it. Seto Kaiba 298 says, is there really a wrong answer in a dungeon crawler game? Yes, of course, Seto Kaiba. Yes, there's always a wrong answer. It's called Bob's Brain, ladies and gentlemen. We got him. Alright, and looks like Bomp is moving up towards where the King is. King is still making some use of this super secret room. It was a time to pause and take stock. Duke's Delicious says glass cannon is a mistake, but I say that to my Lost run the other night, in which glass cannon was a mistake. King not happy with what just happened. I don't think from the look on his face he was expecting that to happen.
That's the best face.
King sees an item he does not feel familiar with, and he's on to the mom fight. So King says it's time to stop playing around. It's time to teach Bomp who's the boss. Again, making use of Stompy just to clear out and make this fight even easier for him. He does secure a Devil Deal. And that Devil Deal is pretty good, but he's going to be hampered by how much Red Heart health he has. King has a tremendous amount of Red Heart health. He actually has 7 Red Heart containers, even after taking the Devil Deal, which is pretty nuts. Bomp is now in the mom fight. Both players actually do have max health right now. Bomp just dusts this fight like it was nothing. He gets the exact same Devil Deal and now knows what I was saying, but he probably figured it out before. He's smart. And both players move on to the womb. King, of course, has just 1/3 shy of absolute full mapping. He's really hoping for Liberty Cap. He was telling me that a little bit ago. Bomp is making his way. Jawbone bringing back items he doesn't need, like a cat that brings you a dead mouse. Never happened to me. Kind of hope it never does. King dealing with the little blood mole enemies that no one loves and no one cares for. Why their mothers keep having them, it's a mystery even to me. These champions can be really dangerous to deal with as well. King narrowly avoids stepping over a red poop there. Not even sure he realized it. Bomp takes a somewhat different path than the King. but is easily taking care of these floors. Bomp blows open a stone chest that contains items. King stumbles across some blast assist. Very, very dangerous enemy. If you let a blast assist live too long, it may accidentally kill itself. Again, very dangerous. It's like letting a child touch a stove. What are you doing? Why the hell did you do that? That was a kid. Bomp discovers piggy bank, passes up piggy bank. And King's old nemesis, the tear apart enemies. I don't even know what the hell they're called, but they do the leprosy effect basically, and they tear themselves apart as you kill them. I actually got a win because of those last time. God love them. They're still horrible, and I hate them. Alright, looks like Bomp is heading off to fight the boss and get the hell out of this floor. Bomp re-rolls the piggy bank. And he gets something nice for his time. King fighting one of the best bosses in The Binding of Isaac. Just a great boss. So original, so clever. Wow, how did they even come up with this boss? The mechanics, incredible. It's like if Legend of Zelda met stupid.
I'm gonna guess Daddy Longlegs.
Okay. Bomp guesses Daddy Longlegs. And was incorrect. It's even worse. Didn't notice, but at some point, King's Cambion conception did pay off with the blood-sucking worm with his 7 red heart containers. That's actually pretty good. Bomp, how do you feel? Better or worse than Daddy Longlegs about Skull-X?
Better design where you don't get randomly hit, for sure.
That's true. I will say that Bomp absolutely melts Skull-X. Like, just makes him look like a child. King is nearly there. King seems to be relying primarily on low brim. Bomp rerolls the item and goes on down to the next floor. He's on Scarred Womb 2, making his way towards Mom's Heart, also known as It Lives. Probably for some Isaac lore reason, because Isaac lore is something that anyone cares about. And King takes care of business, finishes off the boss, also rerolls into the screw and moves on down. Ultimate Helmet asks if Big Boss is here. Yes. Honestly, add Big Boss to Binding of Isaac 2021. Why not? It's got to be better than Death Stranding, am I right, kids?
Damn. But yes.
Alright, Bomp finds himself a greed fight. Has a good time with it. Told me he did. Said he enjoyed it. King, having already dispatched such an enemy, just finds a golden poop pile. Both players making their way downtown, walking fast. Jawbone still flying around, doing basically nothing. Bomp takes care of these laser eye enemies. Really one of the worst. Not as bad as the blood laser enemies, I will say. Champion Dingle for both. Bomp dispatched it with relative ease. King also did. Safety cap. King takes safety cap with him. Question mark. Dry Baby activates. Clears out most of a room for King. Basically gets the job done. Dry Baby. Total champ. Really good, actually. Great follower. And Bomp enters a room that, under other circumstances, will be pretty dangerous, but with his build is pretty non-threatening. King enters that same room. I'm guessing he will have a very similar experience. He approaches the room in a bit of a different way. Experiences a moment of danger, but really not too bad. Bomp is absolutely embarrassing Mom. Went to the store, wouldn't stop crying, stole a box of cheese, it's off the shelf. She smacks his hand real hard, but he's fine, and gets a devil deal for his trouble. And it is an interesting devil deal. It's not surprising to see the way he approached it, nor surprising to see the items he took. And now he is going to get full advantage of the empty vessel, so that's really good. Even if King gets the devil deal and takes both items, he will not be getting the full advantage of the empty vessel. King has a cleaner Mom fight than Bomp did, but Bomp is up in the cathedral and he is just tearing it up. King is deciding what items he wants and makes the exact same decisions that Bomp did. Alright, he goes up to Cathedral. Bomp has, it looks like, 9 soul hearts, one of them a black soul heart. King, I believe, let's take a look here. Yep, 5 red hearts and an additional 4.5 soul hearts. Bomp is going to be getting some pretty nasty advantages from the empty vessel, though. So that'll be interesting to see what happens. King still making use of the Stompy effect, which he picked up on floor 1. Again, massively different runs these two had this whole time. I want to remind players, since we are getting towards the end, do not forget to pause and count your items and your hearts before jumping in the chest. Otherwise, I cannot give you points for them. It's not me. I don't make the rules. I made them with a committee, which involved both of the gentlemen here, and I have to stick by them. King seems to be debating whether he's going to miss that Tinted Rock. He decides he wants to. Meanwhile, Bomp fights Isaac with little threat, thanks to the advantages conferred upon him by the empty vessel, the flight, the shield, and his 2-tier rate, absolutely embarrassing the hell out of the game. And Bomp goes on to the final floor. King goes back for that Tinted Rock that I taunted him about, because he felt taunted. And taking the Yara on up, Bomp gets himself some items. Interesting items. He decides on which ones he wants to take. Kind of shocked that the one on the top right wasn't the first one he picked up, but it would have been the first one I picked up. King goes on to the Isaac fight. Meanwhile, Bomp is tearing it up down in the chest. Really clean run from both of our players. It was a bit blessed, I have to say. This was a more blessed than average run. Definitely some very strong items to carry them through. Both players made fundamentally decent choices the whole way. No truly baffling play, no truly baffling calls. Oh my god, Bomp just melts Ragman. Good night, sweet clown. And Bomp's Eye of Belial, again, just absolutely devastating the world. Meanwhile, King is still trying to get through the Isaac fight. This is definitely costing him both time and health. The 2 tiers rate really made all the difference with Empty Vessel. King did not bring the Yara, so he does not get Lil Chad. He does not get Sissy. And he does not get a couple of the other items, such as Lucky Foot or Fast Bombs, that Bomp availed himself of. Bomp took $3 bill, whereas King did not. King decided $3 bill, too spicy. As some would say, too much Zayn. I have to assume they're talking about Zayn Malik from One Direction when they say that, because otherwise I don't understand. Bomp again making use of that Empty Vessel proc. Really quite useful. Both our players just dealing with boss and mini-boss fight, one after the other. Neither of them is probably going to go for Mega Satan, which is disappointing. The audience really wanted to see that, but it's fine if you guys don't care what people want to see. King, of course, has the advantage of the mapping items, whereas Bomp is just feeling with his hands.
I don't have the keys.
Someone remind me to refresh my stream after this. King's channel just paused for like half a second for me, so it's going to be even more behind. What a treat. The fan favorite, Sissy Longlegs, for which no one understands why, is doing big, big work for Bomp. Eye of Belial is absolutely just destroying it. Bomp is really making weird calls here, you know, with all these bombs he's got going. Taking so much damage thanks to Host Hat. Alright, pause it. Alright, pause it. Bomp, can you do me a favor and count up your items, please? Meanwhile, King is making his way through this, the final floor, on his way to fight the boss. He's hoping that it is Blue Baby, but he's not sure. And he goes into a room filled with Gurglings. Fear Effect drives one of them away. He does take a hit. Captain Green shows up, another fan favorite. Captain Green, love that dude.
I have 36 items. Less than King, I'm sure.
All right, so Bomp ends with 36 items. We're going on the honor system here, gentlemen. So if you want to lie about the number of items you have with me, then by God, so be it. And Bomp, looks like you have 7 hearts and 35.52 on the clock. So you have already won on time as well. King goes into the final secret room. Looks like he just decides that, oh my God, he gets the Ankh, which is another late game score bump for him. Again, right now, if he does manage to win, then it's looking to me like he is probably the victor just at first blush. But we're going to have to find out. Dry Baby really putting in some good work blocking shots. Potentially taking out ads, we won't know because Dry Baby's just tearing it up, bringing the noise. Hello, Captain Green. Really, he can take this at his leisure. King doesn't have to hurry. He knows he's lost on time. He's not too worried about it though. He only has to have 4 items to make up for that time disadvantage, and I think he does have those 4 items. All right, King, well done. Count those items up. I'm going to get my calculator out because I am bad at math. All right, so Bomp Adrenaline. You said 36 items, correct?
That's correct.
That would be 900 points added on to your overall total. Plus you got the first victory, or the time victory, so that would make it 1,000. And I think we said, what, 25 for each heart? Is that right?
That sounds right.
Yeah, I think that's right. And you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that would be an additional 175. So Bomp, go ahead and add. I'll go ahead and do it for you because I'm really generous like that. 27367 plus 1175, bringing your total score. Bomp, go ahead and write this down for me, won't you? 28542. 28,542 points for Senor Bomp Adrenaline. All right, now we move over to King. King, how many items, my friend, did you have?
36.
36. Oh, ladies and gentlemen.
Really? I thought you had a lot more than me.
My goodness, I also did. But King, you have the exact same amount of health because we round up the heart. I believe that means that Bomp beat you by finishing first.
Wow. Yeah, I thought I had a lot more items, but
I also thought so too.
I was extremely lucky that my Yara produced 4 passive items so that I could take them at the end. That was the only big point I think you didn't have. But I thought Steam Sale got you more than 4, so I was surprised.
If I would have taken that $3 bill at the very beginning of the chest, I probably would have had it.
Well, go back and grab it now, right? You didn't hit the chest. Add 25.
I mean, and he already had. I mean, here's the thing, Bomp. He actually has about 205 fewer points than you on just on the board automatically. So, you know, King. My goodness. I mean, I guess go ahead.
What time did Bomp finish in? Was it
what was that?
35:52.
35:52. So the 2 minutes put me over just slightly, I think. Too. That's a.
Yeah, that degrades the score time, and then maybe a hit or two, one way or the other, probably.
Absolutely incredible. Very good run, guys.
I got knocked for taking Thunder Thighs. So my thoughts on that is I was able to save bombs. I have 90. How many bombs and coins at the end did you have? Well, we both had 99 bombs, so that's not really gonna make a big deal.
Oh, I had 43 because I had fast bombs, so I just laid them down for no reason near the end. Actually, I think that might have decreased my score, just laying them down.
Yeah, no, it looked ridiculous, and at first I was like, what is Bomp doing? And then I remember that he had the host hat, so I'm like, oh, all right, that's actually pretty good play. That's good play. But yeah, he actually ended on 43 bombs.
So I had a Yara, and then I found the secret room, and I picked up one of the rooms and fat fingered, and it destroyed everything in the room. I think it was a black rune that does that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I ended up losing the Yara rune for that.
So blue map bit you in the ass.
Yeah, kind of.
Which
Try to find that one.
is really, it's super interesting to me. I, again, not even being partisan, was truly convinced that King had that. Though, like, I would say from floor 2 on, I was like, this is King's game to lose. In fact, I'm pretty sure I said that. Pretty interesting. Bomp, King, do you have any further thoughts on that one? Again, really clean run, fairly blessed run overall. I think that went about as well as runs can go.
It sounded like a great run for both people. Tim, I definitely would have taken Thunder Thighs, but it paid off, obviously, with Steam Sale and helped you get some very helpful items. So it was incredibly close. Closer than I thought.
Yeah, no, that was...
I want to say I found like 2 or 3 items by breaking stuff. Like, I definitely got Dry Baby. I got Quarter from a pot. And I want to say I got at least 1 more item for breaking environmentals.
Yeah, I tried bombing every mushroom. I did pay out, I think, 3 Devil Beggars, 2 or 3. So that helped me. And then re-rolling the extra virus near the end also got me Host Hat, which was nice.
You were with me on the nails, though, Poppy.
Well, and so here's the thing. You guys had the choice between the 8-inch nails and the Mask of Infamy, and you both chose 8-inch nails. I personally would have favored Mask of Infamy there. Can you guys tell me why you made that choice that you made? We'll start with Bomb.
Big number, happy. Big number.
Yeah, Duke says damage. I wanted damage because it's just more speed, but also because I took cancer. What is it? After you take 1 heart of damage or something, I was already taking half damage. So I was like, you know what? I'll make more out of the damage at this point.
That's actually really good. And Bomp, you chose Purity over Cancer, and I saw King, and he does still have his item explanation model, and I saw him take 1 look and try to read the 8 things that it does, immediately shake his head no, and then take the Cancer instead. Why did you favor Purity over Cancer, Bomp?
Because when you get down to it, 2-tier rate sometimes is better than Cancer anytime. Sorry, that was supposed to sound cool. It really didn't. But I like the stat boosts, and that's it.
I mean, it sounded cool, probably. All right. Well, King, go ahead and tap that. Go ahead and tap the chest there, and let's go ahead and get started with our next run, which is of course an Eden run, and I think that'll be even more wild and interesting than this one was. And this one was
start this one, King.
Fairly wild.
I'm sorry. What was that, Bob?
Do you want me to generate the seed for Eden?
Yeah. Please. I got a wig redemption too. I got to throw a wig on. I'm gonna leave it on for the whole run here, so this way I'm not taking it off or anything.
All right. I hope Eden's wearing the same wig. I'll check.
Hopefully,
the hair is seeded.
Does not itch too much for him or have spiders in it, such as other wigs that can be found in The Binding of Isaac. If any spiders do come out, I will award King a 10-point bonus.
All right. I'm going to have the seed, and I'm going to read it out. Maybe one of your loyal viewers could type it out. Ready, King? Or let me know when you're ready.
It looks like he's just now got his headset back on. And
yeah,
he's
just getting it back on. I'm gonna get to the Eden screen real quick. 1 second.
Duke's Alicious says she loves a wig with spiders. That's troubling, but it's fine also.
I hope spiders don't pop out of here, or I will absolutely take the loss. Alright, I'm good, Mom.
Okay, it's ATB 9 06 M3.
I attempted to post.
It's 8 as in the number TB9.
No.
06.
ATB as in ATB gauge. 9.
Yeah, Alpha Tango Bravo 9 06 Mike 3. Also, I attempted to post the multi-Twitch link for those who have joined and want to watch the multi-stream, but Ganondorf 1, no links were allowed. So this day,
God damn it,
I have failed. Shout out to Captain Simp for posting up the seed in the chat. Thank you again, Captain Simp. King, your seed does look correct. Sheeparoni suggests that you put a little hummus inside of your wig. to help it stick and to keep the spiders happy. What a strange and altogether bad suggestion. Thank you, Sheeparoni, for that.
I thought it was a good idea.
Ultimate Helmet calls out Sheeparoni for being a sick individual. Gentlemen, it looks like you are all set. I will let you count yourselves out.
All right,
I'll
ready?
let you do the countdown bump this time.
Okay, 3, 2, 1. Good luck.
All right, and now we begin round 2. It is currently 1-0 with Bomp being in the lead. King starts his out, and I can't tell if Bomp's stream is just frozen or if he hasn't started yet. Looks like he just hadn't started yet. King takes a moment to assess the stats. Looks like a really nice tears rate, average movement speed, okay on range, good shot speed, terrible damage. Very, very bad damage. The starting item is the sprinkler, and that's okay. It does look like they have bursting sack as well. And 3 red hearts, so not quite a vanilla start here, but not too different either in terms of that. King is moving through, sees a pill, doesn't take it. Picks up the item in the item room. I say that only because Bomp will definitely do the same. It is potentially one of the worst items in the game. King immediately makes use of it and takes advantage of it. Both of our combatants battling their way through. King picks himself up a trinket. Bomp is fighting these little nasty worm things in a narrow, skinny room. Only just noticed it was Curse of the XL. Both players went to opposite treasure rooms to start with. Alright, Bomp taking down a champion here outside of the second treasure room. King finds Vampire Bat, Charm of the Vampire. If the players maintain their red heart, it will be very helpful. Duke Salicious says something unkind about the commentator. The commentator doesn't notice and doesn't feel sad about it at all. Bomp picks up the same trinket, Child Leash. Does not seem to help with Lost Fly, who is absolutely useless. And it would appear that the chat, turning on the commentator, has decided that Lost Fly really deserves respect and are now keeping track of the fly kill count, which can be manipulated by the players, so I regard any such exercise as a fruitless endeavor. King, meanwhile, manipulates so that the fly gets additional kills. What did the narrator do besides show up for work today? Only God knows. Both players clear the same room and move on. Curse of the XL on floor 1. Both players have maintained their Devil Deal. It's very painful to lose your floor 1 Devil Deal on Curse of the XL. King shows good fundamentals in dodging the turret head. Bomp moves into the same room. Lost Fly could not have helped him. Meanwhile, Bomp attempts to manipulate the Lost Fly into doing the work for him. Maybe I'm wrong and just don't know how to use this item, but I think I stand by what I said. Both players find the boss rooms. Devil Deal precedent still there, still set for both, but you gotta be careful. Without any soul hearts to back you up, it can be lost at a single moment's notice. Hopefully the Lost Fly can help our players out. Alright, so they both are in the turtling fight right now. Both Devil Deals still... Oh, I spoke too soon. Ladies and gentlemen, play taps. Bomp has lost his Devil Deal. He will now be, at best, at a 33% chance in the next fight. Turdlings is an absolutely devastatingly unfair floor 1 fight. King picks up the Turdling item. And Bomp does seem to be having some pretty bad trouble with this fight. Oh, and King loses it too, unfortunately, in the next fight. The next fight is also a really deeply unfair floor 1 fight. Not a good floor 1 fight. King did valiant effort there. Vampire Bat does give him back his health, as it looks like he gave Bomp back the health as well. Bomp moving into the Dingle fight now, or Dangle. I don't remember which one's which. He's still got his 36% chance. He's just trying to get through it. King fails the 1% devil deal, moves on down to floor 3. That's gotta hurt. That's gotta hurt. Bomp still finishing up the Dingle and or Dangle fight. Who the hell knows the difference between them? Not me. And he loses his devil deal chance, trips right at the finish line. This is going to be a much spicier run than the last one. Picks up Mom's lipstick. And he goes back to the first floor to probably attempt to find some soul hearts to insulate for the next floor. King bravely and boldly moves forward, and it looks like he has already lost his devil deal chance on this floor as well, taking a half heart of red damage off something I didn't see what. But if only the Lost Fly had been there for him, as everyone seems to think that the Lost Fly is a really good item. All of a sudden, I literally don't understand at all, but it's fine. I'm not mad.
You sound mad.
I'm not.
Okay.
And King dealing with a really, really beefy champion here. He has absolutely pelted the thing with bullets, and it finally dies. Bomp down on the next floor, took a different path than King, dealing with a sort of tricky room, but he really is, he's showing off his dodging skills right here. And wow, Lost Fly really does do a lot more work than perhaps I realized, but moving on. King dealing with a fatty baddie, small baddie, and a movable turret head. What a treat of a room. I mean, this is just what you want to see in a room. What a treat. What a treat. Alright. Bomp, again, also dealing with that same room King was dealing with the really beefy champion. We'll see how he does here. It also has a little monstrous head. King's still fighting that same fatty baddie because they have literally 6 times more health than Delirium. And King picks up a really interesting item in the item room. I also would have picked it up. It's an exciting item. I love it every time I see it, and Bomp will too, but we will talk about that more once Bomp's had his chance to pick it up. Bomp, again, having to just pummel the hell out of that same champion head that King was. King dealing with some of those little nasty worm things that I hate and wish they'd remove from the game, but they definitely won't because they make me sad, so they'll keep them. And some hosts there. Bomp finds the item room, lays down his sprinkler just to try and get a little bit more poke damage going on. And now he's got that exact same array of enemies that King was dealing with but a moment ago. King's moved on. He's got some of these little exploding sack folks. Bomp's still fighting Fatty Batty. And he finds Proptosis. Again, just a fun item. Really encourages you to get in there, big dog. And now the players are getting in there, big dog. I do see big shout outs in the chat for Bob's Brain. I want to go ahead and say that today's contest is sponsored by Bob's Brain. And if you need Bob's Brain, you can get it at a discount out of basically any floor ever. And it's fantastic. Greatest item in Binding of Isaac. And I want to thank everybody here today for big ups for Bob's Brain. Meanwhile, King is dealing with even more beefy champions, but with the Proptosis damage, getting close in on him is definitely making it easier. Starting with the very sad damage they started with, it is nice to see that by the second floor that our players have played and the third floor in the run, the players have managed to up their damage to greater than 5. But that is a Proptosis, so a bit farther away, it's not going to be so good. King goes into the store. Definitely a good store to go into, which is perhaps a bit of a spoiler this early in the run. But money economy is quite low for both players at this point. King just clearing himself out of a couple more turret heads here. Meanwhile, Bomp clears the big room in front of the store that King just left. Again, the champions on this floor really quite punishing right now. Bomp is making better use of his active item than King is to this point. King is going back, looks like to do a full clear here prior to going to the boss. Oh, nope. He just gets that same room that Bomp did with some tasty worms in it. Delicious grubs. And Bomp finds the boss room. Interesting. King takes on the challenge room. Picks up the Eternal Heart. Feels brave, but here we are. Bomp goes into the curse room. Discovers whether there's anything good in there or not. At this point, I would say the curse room is less likely for King, who has decided to pick up that Eternal Heart. Barely avoids getting clipped by a shot there. But fortunately, Lost Fly is there to kill another enemy somehow. So, good for Lost Fly. Bomp takes on the challenge room as well. And Lost Fly kills another enemy right before my eyes. Like, this item is bad, right? Like, we're not going to get into this right now. Alright, and King goes on towards the boss room. And he finds an enemy that is notable, notorious for its difficulty level, its antagonism, and its breath, incidentally. There's a lot of web forums you can read about that. And an arena that is most unusual for it. Chat calls me out for having an existential crisis. Really polite, but also I am. King goes back into the floor. Bomp finds the double pin fight. 2 pins. What can you do with 2 pins? Probably win the fight relatively easily if I had to guess, but that's just a guess. King takes the boss item. Goes and explores a bit on the floor. Didn't see what he did. Looking at his item pool. Doesn't look like much. Bomp does the same. Incidentally, Bomp did not make that fight easier for himself by using his active item. Alright, both players go down. And both of them managed to get the Eternal Heart, but Bomp actually has half of a Soul Heart as well. Both players with 5 red hearts. Flooded Basement. Greatest soundtrack in Binding of Isaac. Hopefully Repentance gives us some more bangers like Flooded Basement. It sounds like a song written by Brand New, back when Brand New still knew how to write songs. Just kidding. They always made good songs. They just broke up. Alright, King burns down the Dagaz rune. Bomp picks up the Dagaz rune. Bomp holds on to it since he does have the insulation of the half soul heart anyway. Heads back to the arcade to top himself off on a little cash. King, meanwhile, moving through some rooms here, trying to take down some champions. Very bravely gets super close to a two-headed one there. Bomp loses his half soul heart, burns down the Dagaz. King is in a challenging sort of room. Definitely one where his dodging skills are going to be put to the test. He's going to have to show what he can do here. Targeting probably an interesting enemy. And somehow Lost Fly comes through again. Meanwhile, Bomp is in the middle of another fight the King has not currently seen. Well, what do I know, ladies and gentlemen? Lost Fly. We're not sponsored by Lost Fly today. We're sponsored by Bob's Brain. I'd like to remind both players of that fact. Bomp trades out his child's leash for a different trinket and goes into the room where King made some brave decisions that he didn't ultimately suffer for, which is the best outcome of all brave decisions. King does take a half soul heart of damage, but he also gets something of a trade for that half soul heart. Can't be too sad about it. Alright. King gets to the item room. Bomp's still working his way back. Let's see how Bomp approaches this room. We watched King's approach to this room, and it looks like Bomp is taking a very different approach, targeting the enemy that I actually would have targeted first as well. But it didn't matter, because not only did King not take any damage, the Lost Fly managed to take it for him. Bomp getting the advantage of his trinket in that room. And very, very sad by the lack of rock placement there. Binding of Isaac, they say it'll troll you. And it's true.
Seriously, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. King goes into the shop. Meanwhile, Bomp is still trying to clear in front of the item room. Oh, and he gets tagged and loses his last half soul heart. King has already dropped down to the 36%. Bomp still has the 100%, so if he can avoid red heart damage, he'll be okay. But flooded basement is always very, very difficult to get through without taking damage. It's just it is a place where taking damage as a hobby is encouraged. Meanwhile, King works his way in the direction he assumes is where the boss is, and he manages to find the boss room. Bomp goes into the store, is as disappointed as King was with the selection, and buys himself a soul heart. Bomp pauses because his nose was running. He asked me not to mention anything, but I did mention it. Bomp, my apologies.
I forgive you.
Thank you. King, just outside of the item room here. Helmet says Lost Fly is powerful.
Your boy showed up. He said he was going to ride out the trip of repentance. He wanted to say hi.
Hey man, what's up?
And King...
Bye. Sorry.
No, please. King goes into the boss room here. Bomp's still working his way there. And Bomp fishes for the super secret room, finds it. These rooms can pay off big. Also, I somehow always take damage in them. How? I don't know. Be as bad at games as I am and find out. King using the active item to great effect. He does get tagged up a little bit, loses his Devil Deal chance. That's really unfortunate. Gets a very decent item out of the fight, though. And it looks like he's going back to look for something himself. He considers what the Dull Razor does, decides he doesn't need it, buys the Soul Heart that Bomp previously bought. Bomp makes the same play to get through this mushroom room that King does. And King takes on the Envy fight that Bomp previously took care of. Now let's take a look at what our friend Bomp does against this particular boss. Not a particularly threatening one if you can avoid his pattern. But the longer he does his circular shot, the more dangerous he becomes. Bomp does take a hit, but still has the soul heart he bought from the shop. And he has a half soul heart left to insulate. His Devil Deal chance still at 100. This could be the point where the runs here really start to diverge. Bomp's dodging is on point. He's hoping for only one more phase. He finishes it in one more phase. He takes growth hormones and he goes into the Devil Deal. He gets a half useful Devil Deal, I'll say. Let's see. Takes the pentagram. He does take the black powder. Some folks like black powder. If you can get good enough speed, which these boys do have good speed right now, Bomp's slightly outpacing King, then you know, you can do okay with black powder. But overall, black powder is just one of those items that you kind of eventually forget you have under most circumstances. Alright. Both players are down to the next floor. Bomp draws a red circle on the floor using black powder. Again, why both players are trying to disprove the moderator, I'll never know. But this is probably why they don't let the NFL players hear what Joe Buck's saying on the field, because he's really dumb. Oh god, am I the Joe Buck of Binding of Isaac? I guess maybe I am. Well, what can you do? King takes out Sadder Larry, gets a luck upgrade for his troubles. Bomp is fighting a little champion angel there. Both players making their way through. King's got a big room here with some globins in it. What a treat. Delicious. Every time I say their name, I just think of hemoglobin, which is what you're supposed to think of. Bomp moves into the Sadder Larry fight. Takes it down. Gets himself a luck upgrade as well. King takes a hit. His Devil Deal is still secure for now, but we don't know how much health he has. Lost Fly got lost on what looks like a skull. Where's your god now, I ask you? King continues to try and get through this big room. And Lost Fly, unfrickin' believably, manages to get a kill in this room too. I get so mad every time that I see Lost Fly, and now I'm going to get even madder. King re-rolls the item room one or more times. He eventually settles on one of the items. Bomp fishes for a secret room, does not locate it. King is dealing with one of the worst rooms in Isaac in terms of mobs. Terrible room. Very, very sorry to see. King's Devil Deal will now be no greater than a 1/3 chance. Very sorry to see that, King. That was very bad luck. So the game does not go easy on King in that one. That's disappointing. But King, steadfast, brave and true, carries on. Just like Lost Fly, carries on around the edge of a room. For some reason. Alright, King finds some of these little hanging keepers. They're a joke. Bomb re-rolls the item room. Debates on Compound Fracture. And re-rolls Compound Fracture. Skips Leo. And will he go for Conehead? He does go for Conehead. It does give a chance to ignore damage. King goes into the shop.
Hey, what's King take from that item room?
He
If you don't mind.
He took Compound Fracture.
I was thinking about it.
Compound Fracture wasn't a bad call, but neither is Conehead. Conehead, an item I used to underrate, but now properly rate, thanks to Dukesalicious. Shout out Dukesalicious in the chat. And King finds the boss. He's got to be feeling pretty bad about his roughly 1/2 Devil Deal chance right now. Yeah, this is, oh, and there it goes. King has an 11% chance of the Devil Deal. Again, just a brutal fight. Does not secure the Devil Deal, but the item he gets may help him secure the Devil Deal on the next floor. At some point, when I wasn't looking, King picked up Head of the Keeper. Bomp goes into the store, and I think he had a different store than King, or King re-rolled it and I didn't notice. Oh, King must have re-rolled it after he picked up Champion Belt. I see that now. So they both now have Champion Belt. Nice damage upgrade. Bomp burns down a High Priestess card, which targets one of the bloat's eyeballs instead of the bloat itself. Very rough. Very rough. So both players definitely take a couple hits here. King's back in the shop. He's got 32 coins, so he's going to figure out what he wants to do. King goes blue map for a second run in a row. Picks up a bomb. And looks like he's done in the shop. Meanwhile, Bomp moves on to the next floor. Draws a red circle on the ground. This red pentagram could not have helped him. These enemies fly. King finds the super secret room. Yes, no. It's the only time anyone ever draws that shape. Come on. King is still... Yeah, I probably used it one time also. King is still on the floor. Looks like he's going into the secret room. Chooses to leave without bombing straight through to the curse room. And looks like he's finally going down to the next floor. Bomp has already made significant progress on the next floor, so he may be getting time advantage. I'll remind the viewers that Bomp actually won round 1 on his time advantage, so it'll be interesting to see how this pans out. Meanwhile, the invisible enemies do seem to be harrying Bomp. He's just waiting for them to reappear, trying to get hit, but it turned out it wasn't the invisible enemies that were doing it. It was only his imagination. Oh, Bomp takes a little hit there. Meanwhile, King dusts a random fight with a boss. And Bomp is taking out a room in a very useful fashion. I was happy to see. Oh my god. Just so happy to know that my feelings about Lost Fly this entire time have apparently just been dead wrong. Like, why didn't anyone tell me that Lost Fly is actually fine? I'm completely lost now. Whatever. King stumbles across a really interesting room. I'm curious as to what he does here. King makes a really bold play. Just a really interesting play. It's too soon to talk about it, but when we do talk about it, boy, that's going to be the play of the game right there, let me tell you. All right, King goes to the shop. Meanwhile, Bomp finds the Monstro fight. Double Monstro. Why are you even here? Don't you have a job? Is it at the New Jersey Department of Sewers, Libraries, and Other Recreations? Please go home. Alright, so King moves into the room that Bomp was in with the invisible enemies. He makes really quick work of it. He does not have the full map, so he is going to make use of that as well as he targets a secret room here. And Bomp finds the D6 room. And a charge key.
Not gonna take it, just so you can't talk about King's build ever.
Okay, and now that Bomp hasn't taken it, I'm going to talk about King's build. King, his build is quite interesting. Once you go to the next floor, I will discuss it. Once it can no longer be taken, I will feel free to discuss. Ultimate Helmet in the chat must be really excited to see all these spiders. Bomp does the challenge room. Takes out the bosses with incredible ease. Draws a little pentagram on the floor just because he likes heavy metal music and he wants us to know. We get it. You like heavy metal music. All right. And King finds the boss. I'm sorry.
I have a band camp.
Oh, you have a band camp. What's is it called something, the fault line? I really can't remember. I'm so sorry.
It's called Word of Lauder.
Oh, I see. Okay. Just a little inside joke humor for those in the Binding of Isaac community. Alright, and looks like Bomp's outside the item room here. Goes in and finds what could never be a disappointing item. Gets the mom transformation and takes a one makes you larger for good measure. For those who don't know, one makes you larger only affects your sprite, but it does not actually affect your hitbox. You do not, in fact, take hits more easily as a result. King is making use of some of the residual effects, let's say, some of the more passive effects of his new build. I will say that he is advantaged in a minor way with it. There is definitely an argument to be made for his current build. Meanwhile, Bomp heads to the mom fight. Fortunately, the mom transformation gives you Mom's knife, but a really useless version of it that just hangs out behind you instead of, doing anything good. So if you, have an enemy accidentally back into your backside, what a treat.
Alright, talk about his stuff. I'm down.
Alright, so when King re-rolled, he ended up getting a little Spewer, a bunch more Red Heart. I mean, so much more Red Heart, Mr. Dolly, but he also got number 2, Death's Touch, and Eden's Blessing, incidentally. And that's obviously not all he's got, but number 2 has been the thing I would say has been most interesting and transformative. He has lost his Devil Deal again, though. The loss of items eventually will catch up with him. Meanwhile, Bomp has moved on to the womb. Got a big room full of blast assists. We all know that that's quite dangerous. You might accidentally fall asleep while playing the game and they could hurt you, or if you spill a drink on your controller or keyboard and it stops working, for instance. I mean, these rooms can be really dangerous.
A blast assist is a terror among men.
Well, what, normal men or Binding of Isaac men? Because, I mean, I would argue most Isaac characters don't struggle with it.
There's certain rooms where if you just enter, he'll jump on you immediately, and it's BS. That's all I'm gonna say.
Well, and under those special circumstances, but we're not here to talk edge cases. King goes into the mom fight. Bomp pauses to blow his nose.
That was talk to you.
Oh, I see. I'm that far behind.
That was pretty recent.
King does take a couple hits here in the mom fight, so his devil deal chances are pretty well sunk. Unfortunate, but it just is the way it is, I suppose. Meanwhile, Bomp is steadily moving through Womb 1. Not sure how Bomp feels about these enemies. I think these enemies are pretty insignificant. You know, that's your lost fly that you're trying to kill there, Bomp.
I was just saying hi to him. I love him so much.
I also say hi to my friends by trying to kill them, so that makes sense. And it looks like King is... Nice dodge there, by the way, on King. King clears the mom fight, and he takes the Polaroid, and he moves on. Neither the Polaroid nor the negative could really help him all that much, given that he has, I think, 8 red hearts. Let's count. No, I lied. He has 10. King carries Pandora's box to the womb and manages to get himself the binky and the screw, which is definitely going to help in the points factor, but also it's just a nice pickup. So King's got 1.3. I'm sorry, what was that, Bomb?
Can I say something?
Yeah, of course.
Binky and the Screw is my favorite Animaniacs short.
Even of the new episodes, or just of the originals?
Oh, I haven't seen the new ones yet.
Oh,
So
nice. I don't know where it is. I'm assuming it's on whatever, you know, WB's individual streaming service is now, because God knows everybody has to have their own. I like Peacock.
I didn't ask your personal preference, but that's great.
Thank you. Peacock. Alright, both players moving through here. I would say Bomp's greatest advantage is, of course, the black powder to this point. It's definitely doing him good. King does get through so far. It looks like he does still have his devil deal chance at 100%, but he only has red hearts, and a lot of them. That'll, of course, preclude him getting into some of the rooms that Bomp has taken advantage of. The boss trap rooms are not open to him. But Death's Touch is also really good, and it's just such a nice item. The piercing and the way that the tier moves, I mean, it's just... That's a devastating damage item. Really one of the better ones in the game. King moves into a dangerous, dangerous room and does lose his devil deal to it. He encountered one of the Blood Laser Eyeballs, which may be top 10 worst mobs in the game, potentially top 5. These little assholes are also way up on that list, too. And King continues to take damage from number 2. Again, he didn't choose to pick up number 2. Number 2 was given to him when he did the D100 reroll. Nice. Contagion pays off huge for him there. Clears an entire room for him. 2 rooms in a row, in fact. He does get hit, which is unfortunate. King is starting to look a little bit like he needs some health. Again, the host hat's just most obnoxious enemy. Alright, King moves on, and the boss room was not in the direction that he hoped that it was. He's going to have to go back out into the floor. He can't be happy about that. Meanwhile, Bomp clears the Stone Grub room. Stone Grub sounds like a really, really bad food ordering service that probably would still charge you fewer fees than Grubhub, so I'm interested. Bomp deals with a room that King recently dealt with. Big ups in this room for him by using Contagion, but of course the host's body and these weird little grub guys, whatever the hell they are, can't help. King has something that keeps giving him a Charmed Familiar, but it's off screen. I'm assuming he has Pokego. Meanwhile, he waits for a red poop to despawn so he can pick up a key. And Bomp fights the boss. Oh my god, we just talked about this boss too. This is horrible. It's absolutely awful. King's still making his way through the floor. Unfortunately, at this point, the health is getting to be a very serious concern. King down to just 2.5 red hearts. And he has many containers. He's up to 3 now, so that helps. Well, not necessarily. Getting a full red heart would help. Meanwhile, Bomp, making hay while the sun is shining, decimates Mom's heart. She is now dead. He has broken her heart. Takes a red heart upgrade, and he goes up. Meanwhile, King, dealing with some hosts. Cathedral floor for Bomp. He starts it off by finding a golden bomb. What a treat. And he fishes for secret rooms, successfully finds one. And he gets the Necronomicon, which I don't believe got him to 2020, but I don't think I read fast enough to know if it did. He takes the Necronomicon with him, which is an interesting time to give up the sprinkler that they both have carried since the first floor. Takes a nasty hit there. King finds a room full of blast assists. What a disaster. Blast assist, hardest enemy in the game. Can't believe it. Total MVP. Bomp gets himself another soul heart. Obviously, he's not really looking for a devil deal on this floor for obvious reasons. And Bomp picks back up his sprinkler, and he heads on home. Given that he has extra keys at this point, he finds another item, one that has questionable value at this point in the game, given his tiers, but King would be very happy to find that item. Bomp finds just one of the worst rooms in the game. Completely unfair. Who designed this? Please have this man arrested. And King is still trying to find the boss room. XL Womb is just unfair. Emperor card? Yes, please. But he didn't find one. Bomp fights these little ghosts. Really obnoxious enemy. He has lost his soul heart, but again, the insulation does not matter as much as the health. King is still holding strong at 3 hearts. Bomp takes his sprinkler back with him, deciding that the other item he had probably just wasn't going to do much good, and I would have to agree. Tier effect being as not so amazing as it is. Bob finds a fairly non-challenging room here, clears it with absolute ease.
That's it for me.
And King goes down. I believe, gentlemen, we can call it there. Bomp, you can finish your run if you like, but King only has 14,000 points. The items would have to be incredibly dissimilar for the game to have a different outcome. Bomp, I'll leave it to you to decide if you want to keep going.
I'm not going to play a second more in this terrible run, I'll tell you that.
All right, well then, we're sorry to see it. We're sorry to see it. But King did go down in the Womb XL. King, I think the D100 did you in. How do you feel?
Yeah, we sacrificed the Lost Fly, and that was, we paid the ultimate price by giving up a god tier item.
It is man's hubris that is his downfall, King, and I'll remind you that I told you from the outset that Lost Fly was the key to this whole run. You chose not to believe me, and, well, it's too damn bad, isn't it?
Yeah, I ended up taking a lot of damage from the poop bombs.
Yeah, number 2 is an item that I just never pick up. Bomb, how do you feel about number 2?
I might pick it up in the beginning if I have no bombs, but I regret it at least 3/4 later, usually most of the time. It hit all the time too.
It just hits you.
For some reason, the bombs kept like getting stuck on me even when I was moving. Like they would just follow me for a second. Like I was like pushing them. I was trying to move in different directions with it, but I just it seems like spawn like right like on your character and just kind of stuck there for a couple seconds before it goes off.
And it is, and you can see from the chat, Duke Silicious says that she likes number 2. You can get secret room advantage, and while that's true, I think that it adds an extra element of things that you have to keep track of. While in 80% of rooms, it really is no challenge whatsoever. That 20% of rooms are already bad enough that adding that extra thing you got to track can be really devastating. And I think that's what we saw there from you, King, right? Like in a really vanilla room, you didn't struggle at all. But as soon as you got into those rooms where you're really having to dodge and make, big time plays, it got tough.
Yeah, I was trying to make use of its AoE damage too in some of the larger rooms, but like I said, like for some reason it just seemed to be stuck on me even when I was like walking around a little bit. I'm not sure why, but yeah, I just couldn't seem to get away from it.
All right, well, King, you are down 2-0. This could be the end, my friend. Do you have any thoughts, any comments that you want to make at this time?
I need to not gamble as much, so I'm gonna have to play it a little bit more safer here.
I just want to make it known, if the first floor item room is not Lost Fly, I'm quitting the run.
Well, it would go to 2-1, so King, statistically, you've already won the next round. How does that feel? I don't even think he heard me. King, I'm going to go ahead and restate that because your headphones are off. Bomp has declared that if the first floor item on the next run is not actually Lost Fly, he says he's gonna quit. So statistically, you've already won the next round. How does that feel?
I mean, it's 1 in 500 some chance, right?
Yeah, no.
I guess removing it, other items from the item pool, so I got like a 1 in 375 chance of that fly popping up. I guess.
All right. Well, congratulations. It is now 2-1. Shall we move on to run 4, Judas?
Yeah, give me 1 second. I'll make the key this time.
All right. So the next run is actually Samson. All jokes aside, round 3. This could be the game. This could be the whole match, so we're going to find out. King is going to go ahead and make the seated run for us. Not Judas, Samson. Oh, well, I was making a joke. He's gonna back on out.
I'll go Samson, I don't care, or Judas, whatever.
Nah, he's got to be Samson, because Samson's actually fun, and Judas is not fun.
King, what did you get for your Eden's Blessing item? Or do you not get it because you don't win? I don't know.
I just left the game, so I should be all right now.
Yeah.
I was asking, but okay.
All right. So seed is gonna be Larry 8, Yo-Yo 0, Bob's Brain, Larry, X-Ray.
Okay, I typed Yo-Yo in my seed, so that's my bad.
Here, I'll get you, Bomp. It's Lima 8, Yankee 0. Bravo, Lima, X-Ray.
Okay, thanks.
And he did the Bob's Brain, and I'm like, is Bomp gonna think that the last 4 of the seed is
And B's the seed.
All right, so King's getting the seed set up right now. That seed looks correct. There, Bomp. King again, Lima 8, Yankee 0, Bravo, Lima, X-Ray.
I tried to do it with some Isaac terms for us.
Yeah, we're gonna say Yankee from now on. Shout out to Majess for the future state where we have the hornless sound clip in the channel, because that's my sound clip. No stealing. All right, gentlemen, count yourselves out.
All right, ready, Bomb?
I'm ready.
All right, 3, 2, 1. Good luck.
Luck.
And here we go. The Samson run begins. Samson's a great character. Start with Bloody Lust. So for the floor, as Samson takes damage, Samson gets stronger. Every time I take damage, I get angrier and stronger too. So this is a character I really relate to. Players went in different directions, and miraculously King stumbles upon an item that I joked with Bomp that if he found this item, this run would take an hour. So we'll see if he takes it. Bomp does the curse room. Finds a curse room. He's got to be happy with that. He thinks about it, you know, but he does ultimately make a decision with regards to that item. King heads to the other side of the floor. Meanwhile, Bomp moves on towards the item room. Clears out these little flies here. What a challenge. King replaces the child's heart with the wishbone. Meanwhile, Bomp takes the chocolate milk. Now, Bomp, you did say prior to this run that you like chocolate milk. Do you stand by that now?
Yeah, it's a good item.
And I agree that milk is terrible. Disgusting. Why would we drink that? Meanwhile, King finds himself a somewhat deceptively dangerous room. And he keeps Child's Heart in place of Wishbone. Wishbone, of course, will pay out if you take enough damage. Child's Heart just pays out for existing. Bomp making good machine gun use here of his chocolate milk, so it's pretty good. King finds the exact same curse room. Interested to see what decisions he will take. He does get tagged up a little bit by this enemy. He finds the cursed eye. Will he take the cursed eye? Finds a bomb, and he heads on out without cursed eye. I'm shocked and appalled that neither player took cursed eye. Meanwhile, fan favorite in the boss room.
There probably is some weird synergy with Cursed Eye Chocolate Milk, but I don't know what it is.
Yeah, it's called getting teleported constantly. King takes chocolate milk. And Bomb finishes off the boss, heads on down. King does move in to take on Sad Larry, the second favorite boss in The Binding of Isaac, after only you know who. Meanwhile, King does use the machine gun strategy of chocolate milk. It is somewhat effective. It's sort of like using a ghost type move on a water Pokemon. That works. Both players obviously take the meat, having no reroll items. King pops the poops. I've never ever in my life seen anything useful pop out of a Larry Jr. poop, and at this point in my life I'm starting to suspect that Larry Jr. poops can't drop anything but sadness. Speaking of poop, Bomp is taking on a room full of it. Manages to secure himself a key from that. King enters the exact same room. He has a suspicion of what his reward will be. Bomp makes an incredibly bold play, but it costs him. It costs him. Bomp, how are you feeling right now?
Pretty sad, Larry, if you know what I'm saying.
I think you're feeling sad, Larry, right about now. King drinks some water, courtesy of Spood58. Spood58, thank you for keeping our runners from dying and or poisoning themselves with too much alcohol. Both of those are outcomes that I would be sad about because I consider these men my friends. Alright, King clears the poop room. He breaks open every piece of poop he can to try to find treasure inside. He also did that in the game. Right. Bomp is clearing through some spiders. Meanwhile, King picks up a half red heart. He's got just a mouthful of chocolate milk here. And he's waiting to fire it. Alright, King is clearing the room where Bomp lost his devil deal. Hasn't cleared it quite yet. And he clears it. He comes across Brittle Bones in the item room. Meanwhile, Bomp fishes for the super secret room. Interestingly, both players passed on Brittle Bones. Once the boss it's over, I'd like to ask that Bomp share his thoughts on why he passed on Brittle Bones, and I'll ask King to do the same. Bomp getting through the boss fight here. Meanwhile, King is making his way in the direction he believes the boss to be. Bomp's chocolate milk sniper shots, just so deadly, so efficacious. He's rewarded with a boss item. We'll see what he chooses here. Makes another brave choice, but he's a brave man in a brave world. King enters a room full of asthmatic assholes, some of the most obnoxious, least threatening enemies in the game. Boy, are they irritating, though. And King goes into the fistula fight as well. No soul hearts, but he still does have his devil deal if he can avoid getting hit here. Let's see what he does. His approach so far is fundamentally quite sound. Very clean. So let's see what happens. Dangerous, dangerous dodges that King is making. Meanwhile, Bomb has gone down to the next floor. It's really interesting. Absolutely clean. King clears the fistula fight with excellent fundamentals. Does a great job. Maintains his devil deal. Very well done, King. Nice work. Alright, he goes into the devil deal room. He finds Sister Maggie, which is just absolutely ridiculous. How in the hell do you get an item that good on your first devil deal, I ask you? And he also finds Guppy's tail and 2 soul hearts. Pretty good, pretty good. He also does take Sister Maggie, which is fine. I also probably would have made the same decision. He opts for Super Ball instead of Child's Heart. Looks one more time at the map. Heads back down into the floor. Meanwhile, down in the flooded basement area, aka my dad's basement, Bomp is clearing through some rooms. Now, players, Bomp did go back, and Bomp took Brittle Bones. Bomp, did you take Brittle Bones because of the fact that you lost your devil deal on this floor? On the last floor,
That's right. I was going to go to the boss fight either way, see if I could trade away some red hearts and then take Brittle Bones, but that didn't even happen, so I went back and got it. Not my favorite item, but it fits my current situation, I'd say, so I took it.
I would tend to agree. King chose not to take Brittle Bones. He got an amazing proc off of Super Ball there. And King moving through the same time spike room. Bomp moves into a fatty batty room. What a treat. But with 508 chocolate milk, really nothing too challenging. Wow. King picks up something incredible. Quite transformative. It is curious to me that Bomp did not encounter the same item. Bomp heads to the item room. It could be the Bomp just has not found that item yet. You can see there the effect of Brittle Bones is Bomp takes a bit of a hit there, but immediately punishes everything in the room. Bomp using the machine gun method with chocolate milk here to pretty decent effect. Again, King's newest item, just really game-changing. Alright, so King heads into the item room, finds the sad bombs. One assumes he takes it. He does. And he heads on over to the shop. Meanwhile, Bomp is finishing off the boss. Really no challenge. Gets himself the boss item. Heads on into his devil deal. And he finds an interesting item. Is it worth taking? King only has a 1 in 3 chance of the same devil deal, but let's see what happens. The fact that he has already gotten a devil deal really could change things. Bomp is, of course, not going to get the 25-point bonus at the end of the run for that item that he chose not to take. And it was a decision he made when he chose not to take that item.
If you're neutral commentary.
Unfortunately, I can't say more because I don't want to risk influencing King. However, I will say more once we see what happens with King in this particular boss fight. There is still an outside chance, 1 in 3, that he could end up getting that same deal. So now I know for sure that Bomp didn't get it, and I'm very confused as to how he didn't. King ended up finding Fate, the flight item, in the room with the 2 chests in the corner that you could not access, Bomp. And it has made all the difference for him on this floor.
I had from my first devil deal, I got Guppy's tail.
Oh, I
And
see.
it
The
was a little
Guppy's
better.
tail
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense. The Guppy's tail made all the difference in the world. King gets a 1 in 3 chance at the devil deal. How in the hell did he pull that off? And the item that Bomp passed on, King is now 2/3 towards the Guppy transformation. Just goes to show how important, if you ever wondered how critical getting that first devil deal is, this is it. You can't put it in brighter lights. You can't say it in bolder terms. Bomp goes back to finish clearing the floor here, see if he can find anything. At this point, Bomp, you've got to be a little worried. But it's never too late for Caltrate, and it's not too late for you to take this run back either.
Well, I've got zero idea what Caltrate is, but they're bright.
It's for Grandma's bones.
Okay.
They're brittle.
Mine too.
Agree. Alright, so Bomp is continuing his steady progress into the next floor. He is, in terms of it, he is well ahead. So, Bomp is clearly going for the 100-point time bonus here. Finds an item in the item room. Looks back and forth 3 times.
Good luck.
And then he takes an item that, I mean, is that item bugged? Because I know what it's supposed to do, but then I look and I see what it didn't do.
I don't know. If the description's wrong, I agree with that.
Yeah, something weird about that item. Anyway, King gets down to Caves 2, where Bomp is now. I'd just like to say both players' character models at this point are absolute nightmare fuel. You wouldn't want to run into them in a darkened alley. But with Flight, King at least looks more like a true biblical angel. And Bomp looks more like a true, I don't know, just average Philadelphian, I guess.
It's true. Too true, maybe.
One who's just returned from Florida on a nice sunny trip. I will say the unsung hero of King's run, as he takes an unfortunate hit there, has got to be Sister Maggie. I mean, he's got to be happy with the big Sister Maggie place he's seeing here. Guppy's tail paying out with more golden chests. Bomb finds himself the super secret room. And he continues his march forward. It can't be overstated how incredibly game-breaking having Flight is. It just changes the whole layout of the game, like the whole topography, in a way that is almost on its own sort of game-breaking. It's why I think the Lost is even a viable character to play in any certain circumstance. The Spectral Tears helps a lot, but the fact that you can fly is just, it's incredible. Bomp finds the boss. This is probably not going to be much of a challenge for him. His skill and experience make this boss pretty jokey. Clears it, no trouble. And secures himself another devil deal on a 33% chance. Really, really good. Finds himself 2 decent items. One really, really good. One just kind of okay. And King is still working his way towards the boss. Bomp, meanwhile, moves down. And he finds himself in Depths 1. Bomp may not have Flight, but what he just got out of that devil deal is big. It's very big. Spoilers, basement is, the next floor is Curse of the Unknown, so have fun with that. King clears another room, gets himself a nice troll bomb as a treat. Bomb debates and decides to take Flatworm over the Child's Heart, abandoning the Child's Heart. Nope, he didn't. He couldn't do it. Child's Heart, he said, I just can't quit you.
It's true.
King picks up a Joker card. And he heads into the Gertie fight. King, having flight, can handle this fight very differently. He even does it on the opposite side of the room as Bomb. Bomb making his way through the floor, really no trouble. King secures the same Devil Deal, but astonishingly gets a Krampus fight, so he is going to miss out on Death's Touch. Meanwhile, Bomb gets a Bomb gets a ridiculous room. And a golden bomb to deal with it. With his sad bomb effect, a golden bomb on this floor basically makes this a completely free floor. King does get the lump of coal for paying his Krampus taxes. He didn't even have to log into the Amazon Tax Center to do it. What a treat. Alright, so King moves on to the next floor, finds that Curse of the Unknown. The Chocolate Milk Death's Touch is really something. Bomb finds the item room. An item that most would be happy to have. Nyx shows up, who is also a fan favorite. Hello, Nyx. And King finds the same room that Bomb did. Will he get the exact same payouts? I kind of want to track. It does look like he will get the same payouts. And God Golem arrives. God Golem, only slightly late. Hello, God Golem, I greet you. King picks up the counterfeit penny. Bomb does ultimately go with the Flatworm, which makes your tears look a little bigger.
I gulped my heart.
Oh, I see. I'm sorry to have missed that.
We all do it sometimes.
Sounds like me on a Saturday night. Find me in 3 hours. Welcome home from work to both Nyx and God Golem. You're coming in here. It is 2-1 with Bomb Adrenaline being in the lead, but it doesn't mean he's going to be in the lead forever. Really, the big difference here so far on this run has been made primarily by Guppy's Tail and by the Devil Deal. Scores are quite different, but King is definitely behind. And oh my god, ladies and gentlemen, we got him. King achieves the Guppy transformation. Bomb, how are you feeling right now, knowing that your hated rival now has one of the most important transformations in the game?
I'm happy for him.
He's your hated rival. I thought we rehearsed this, you guys.
It's beyond belief.
Okay, good. That's just say remember your training. The crowd goes wild. Ultimate Helmet and Duke's Alicious. Particular Guppy fans. I happen to know that Dukes has a Guppy hat. I don't know who got it for her, but somebody did. She is such a Guppy fan. Don't even look at the Guppy poster above her bed. She wants to go to sleep seeing Guppy every night and wake up to Guppy every day. Bomb re-rolls the item room on the next floor, gets an item that he's satisfied with, and moves on. King is still holding on a Joker card. King finds the item room from the previous floor, and he takes it without having to use a bomb because he has flight, because he's Guppy. Incidentally, King now has no keys, which is the most common side effect of Guppy's Tail. The other is gas. And Bomp is just tearing it up. The Death's Touch chocolate milk is really quite good, and he finds himself something quite nice. He's going to have to be careful here, considering the score, but I'm assuming that he will go ahead and close out, and he does. We'll see if King finds that exact same room. Alright, King enters the curse room for half price because he does have flight. Still no keys. Still got golden bombs. And it appears he will head on to the next floor. I believe he's still holding on to Wiggle Worm as he goes into the cage fight, which is an interesting item to hold on to. But at this point, the Guppy transformation is taking over. He really has very little to worry about in terms of sheer DPS output. And he secures himself a Devil Deal. Looks like he did have to burn down his Joker card to get it. And he takes the Book of Belial. Heads on. Meanwhile, Bomp is at the Mom fight. It looks like he could be trying to go for Boss Rush, but he would have to beat Mom in the next 5 seconds. So it looks like he's not going to be able to do it, because he does have Red Champion Stompy Mom. Stopwatch kicks in for him. So the rest of this fight will go nice and easy for him. He's holding on a Sun card, so Womb 1 or 2, wherever he uses that, should be nice and easy. He'll be able to navigate his way through, no sweat. Secures himself another Devil Deal off the Mom fight. Sees what's in there. Meanwhile, King is fighting old sad Larry. Straight from the New Jersey Department of Sewers, Libraries, and other recreations. Alright, so King is still working his way through the floor, but meanwhile, Bomp is well ahead on time, getting himself into Womb 1 as we speak. King does find. King finds the exact same room as Bomp did. He finds that library, and he gets himself the Bookworm transformation. Interestingly, takes Book of Belial. And keeps moving forward. Bomp is trying to find his way in this cruel, cruel dark world, and for that purpose he does use his Sun card. His sad bombs are absolutely disgusting. He meets everybody's favorite, Chubb, and he immediately kills her. Why must all good things come to an end? Finds himself a really decent card. King, meanwhile, still floor up, working his way. We'll see what path Bomp decides to take here. Since he knows the whole floor, he can move quite deliberately. However, the curse is not doing him much in terms of favors. And he's fighting these little awful assholes. Bomp, how do you feel about these enemies in particular?
I used to hate them, but then they made worse enemies. Now these guys are in the middle, but I still don't like them.
Agreed. King is just bombing everything in sight. Finds himself the item room. Bomp takes a quick break. Probably to talk to me.
Correct.
And King gets into the item room, decides to take the iron bar as well, instead of re-rolling. And King dealing with some keepers here. Meanwhile, Bomp fights Blast Assist for what feels like the 800th time on this run.
True.
But it ends just the same. It always ends the same. Meanwhile, King takes on some mom hands, heads into the shop. Pretty good shop. Bomp decides between Satanic Bible and another incredibly useful item. Actually, not that bad of an item. And secures himself the Devil Deal. It is also empty for him as well. Meanwhile, Bomp is already to Mom's heart. He says, I may not have Guppy, but by God, I don't need it. And he proves his point every hour. Bomp's boss reports every year on his performance review. He doesn't have Guppy, but by God, he doesn't need it. King, meanwhile, working his way through the womb. Finds a challenge room. Trap room here. And Chubb. Will King kill Chubb? He does not. King immediately moves on to the horseman fight. And Bomp decides that he is going for the gusto in order to secure the extra items, and because he is so far ahead on time, Bomp goes to fight Hush. Bomp, how brave are you feeling on a scale of 1 to really brave?
10 out of 10, and you'll see why in 5 seconds as well.
It does seem like a pretty easy decision. Oh, Bomp finds an incredible item on the Hush floor. Will he take it? He does. Ladies and gentlemen, our sponsor, proud to be with you, Bob's Brain. Thank you, Bomp, for helping our sponsorship with Bob's Brain to work out. Ladies and gentlemen, runs that use Bob's Brain turn out 40% better than runs that don't. And you can secure your own Bob's Brain today by going online to any reputable dealer of brains. Alright, let's get back to the run. And we see Bomp heading into the actual Hush fight now. King has too much red heart health to be able to do much about that boss trap room. Meanwhile, first phase of the Hush fight. Bomp's on it. He's using his chocolate rain, as some call it, to take care of this boss. Bob's Brain doing big work, because it is, of course, gaining all of the advantages that one would get from having sad bombs. Bomp definitely making some hay while the sun is shining, and still ahead on time. The chocolate machine gun Death's Touch is quite something. Goes ahead and tops his health back off. King, meanwhile, let's not forget, as he fights these gurglings, King does have the Guppy transformation. Unfortunately, he does have to go through the entire floor with no map, because he does not have an Emperor card. King picks up money, because having 99 coins is never enough. King wrote a song called 99 Coins is Not Enough, but it is such a perfect place to start, my love. That's what he wrote back in 1999. And Bomp is roughly a third of the way through the Hush fight. The damage scaling is definitely making it a little arduous of a journey. Many have argued, and by many, I mean one, that Hush should have its own item pool of items you can only get by fighting Hush. An interesting concept that will probably never be implemented because that would make too much sense. And King gets to Mom's heart.
Was that an idea from Sinvicta?
It was, in fact, an idea from the inimitable Cine V.
Bad idea.
And King gets a devil deal. He is also presented with the option to fight Hush. He finds Eye of Belial and a couple of Black Soul Hearts. He does take Eye of Belial, but he chooses not to fight Hush. Meanwhile, Bomp has only taken 2 hits during this Hush fight. His dodges are good. He knows this fight's patterns, and his tier effects are quite on point. Third hit, but that's just because I said something. Very unlucky. Very unlucky. But that's what you get when you commentate on a match. You jinx the players. Just ask Joe Buck. King takes a bad hit during a Monstro 2 fight. Monstro 2, an enemy that I do think is a little underrated on the power scale. Monstro 2 actually can be pretty devastating. Alright, we have entered the tornado phase on Hush. King is making up some time now. The player's time is definitely evening out. In fact, King may have a slight edge in the time advantage at this point. The Hush fight takes a tremendous amount of time. Good tornado dodges there from Bomp. Definitely good. Alright, we see that King is making good use of the Eye of Belial effect as well. He finds the Nose Goblin Trinket, and he goes back for it, which is definitely better than Wiggle Worm, so it's the right decision. King is melting enemies at this point. Eye of Belial definitely helping him out. He has 5.59 damage, but you would not know it to watch it because of Guppy, of course. Eye of Belial helping a little bit here and there. And the hush fight being over a moment ago, we see our friend Bomp now moving on. King uses a card against humanity, which is so terrible. It drops his frames. It was so impactful that his frames dropped. He is also now trying to clear a giant room of poops and picking up more money because 99 cents is not enough. Alright, Bomp finds the Monstro 2 fight. Bomp has a significant advantage that King didn't have, and that's Bob's Brain. And so Bob ends it. Ladies and gentlemen, Bob's Brain is one of the official items of the Binding of Isaac Afterbirth Plus collection. You can get it in a local store near you today. It is officially co-signed by both Cine V and Northern Lions Baby. Go ahead and get your Bob's Brain today. Alright, we move on to the Isaac fight, where King is making hay while the sun is shining. He has taken a hit here. He's not happy about it, but he does have the Polaroid of Invincibility because he doesn't have any Red Heart health anymore since the Eye of Belial. Meanwhile, Bomp is making his way there. Alright. Isaac is clear, and the King is on his way to the chest. Let's see what items he gets there. Interesting, interesting. So King does tag up a couple of items that he's not taking with him. We'll see if that ends up hurting him on the score a little bit later on. Finds Monstro 2 room. It's jokey. And he does still manage to take a hit. So not so good. Bomp is still looking for Isaac here in the cathedral. Churches are really creepy, I agree. Just like this church that has a baby who tries to kill you with his tears. Alright, now it's time for the Isaac fight. And Bob's Brain coming in and doing the work that only Bob's Brain can do. King clearing out bosses just left and right here in the chest. He wants this win. He can taste this win. King almost clips an unfortunate item there as he moves through a room. Be careful where you're flying, King. And the Isaac fight is just about over for Bomp. Looks like it's going to end pretty uneventfully. And it does. The stopwatch effect kicks in.
Cursed Eye again?
I am definitely behind on your feed, Bomp, but yes, that is Cursed Eye again. And we see King just moving through some more of these chess bosses, just trying to get to Blue Baby. He just wants to win. Give him the win. Even though Bomp did officially say that he would scoop and call this a loss if we did not get a particular item, the Lost Fly. Bomp adds another 25 points by picking up one of the worst items in the game. Definitely the worst familiar in the game besides, I don't know, Bob's... Oh, I'm not allowed to say that. That's our sponsor. Little Chad.
Thank you.
And both players actually move through the exact same room at the exact same time. Bomp has mapping, so he knows where he is going. Yeah, it looks like he's just booking it straight there. Like a kid trying to get free Pizza Hut in 4th grade. Yeah, it looks like Bomp, did you use a telepills there, or did you use a... Oh, no, he used Cursed Eye. Unbelievable.
That's right.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bomp is using Cursed Eye. He is such a madman. It did incidentally get him closer to the boss. So the race could be won here. It looks like Cursed Eye, assuming he does not whiff on the boss fight, might have gotten Bomp the time win. And we will see. We will see if he ends up regretting picking that up. Alright, the Blue Baby fight. Let's see how he does here. Meanwhile, King gets to the Blue Baby fight too. But it's going to be pretty damn quick because he's got about 800 flies. I
I
lied.
have 26 items.
All right, Bomp is already done. Wow, you both ended. The time on the clock is 32:33 for Bomp and 32:37 for King. King lost the time by 4 seconds. That is absolutely unbelievable. Bomp, your pace was ridiculous because you won the hush fight as well. How are you feeling about that?
I'm upset that I went there and that I try-harded for the hush points.
Yeah, no, there were no bonus hush points other than the items. So you say you got 32 items, Bomp?
No. 26.
Oh, I see. 25 times 26. Okay. And then we will go ahead and add, you have, looks like 10 hearts there. So that's an extra 250 and an extra 100 for the winning the time bonus by 4 seconds. Absolutely unbelievably. So go ahead and add 1,000 points, which puts Bomp. I think Bomp's got this one at 32,583 points.
I only have 24 items.
He only has 24 items. We don't even need to do the math. Wow. I'm flummoxed. I don't really know what to say, but I believe, King, that means that Bomp wins this tournament 3-2-0.
GG.
Still have our lost.
Yeah, no. Yeah, we do. We do.
Counts as 4 wins.
Yeah, let me just take a BRB real quick. I'll be right back.
Well, while he does that, Bomp, why don't we have a little chat here, and I'll go ahead and refresh the stream since I was so far behind you. How did you feel about that? Oh my God, King's got the face plant animation up. Never gonna get over that.
I felt disadvantaged because King had Guppy, so I had to pull a big move. And Hush does give you some like 3,000 some points, kind of like Boss Rush gives you 4,444 points. Hush might actually be 6,666. I don't know.
Well, I think that the Hush probably did make the difference for you because King was absolutely destroying it. I don't know how he got fewer items than you. That's really curious. It must have been Hush. I mean, you guys must have been on a fairly even pace the entire time, and then you got the Hush fight, which it drained like 5 minutes of advantage that you had there. But at the same time, it's clearly worth it.
True. It's unfortunate that it took place because the Hush fight shouldn't exist. But in the end, you got to do what you got to do.
I mean, it is a fight, I will say.
Yeah, having the stopwatch makes it a lot easier because once you get hit once, then you pretty much don't have to worry about the continuum shots. But I think I still walked in a few, so you know.
I think I counted you took 3 hits during that fight. So really nothing too bad for a Hush fight. That's fairly clean. Yeah, no, I was pretty pleased with that level of play on your part, and King actually did really well too. Getting the Guppy transformation, I thought it was over as soon as he got it, dude. I'm sorry, but I just thought that was a GG, and that we were gonna mop that up and move on to round 4.
That's fair, and that was great of him to get it because I find even in my regular runs when I plan everything out and I try to do everything, I can barely get 2/3 Guppy. There's so many weird Devil Deal items, but King got them all, so props to him for sure.
Yeah,
and the 4-second difference is crazy. Cursai could have screwed me or helped me, and I was kind of hoping on both.
well, and that's the thing. I'm not sure that King, the 100 points would have helped him ultimately because he was 6 items, I think he said, maybe, or actually no, he was only 3 items short of you, but he also had a significant point difference. You ended at like 31k something. He actually ended only at 27,000. So, yeah, no, I don't even think that that could have helped him. Even if he'd gotten first, he would have needed probably another 10 items.
True.
I'm back, guys.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. And we should wait a moment. I'm recording the stream in OBS for us, and for some reason we got the hello, if you're seeing this, you're not already on Twitch TV. Click here to get the best Twitch experience, and it just keeps clicking through.
That happens to me all the time on that multi-Twitch. I just refresh and then I turn my computer off usually.
I'm turning my computer off now, gentlemen. It's been a great time. Computer is off. So let me go ahead and refresh this over here, and I'm hoping we didn't lose anything. I just looked over and saw it. But if we do end up losing it, Bomp, my deepest apologies. You trusted me, and I let you down. I let down the unit.
It happens.
All right, so we have one more run in for everyone, but everyone pour out the meat water and everything else. I mean, I guess Stein's really in the chat, because we're not over on my channel, and I always forget that. Stein's in the chat for our buddy, King in the North, and Bomp for this valiant play. But Bomp, you've taken the win this day. You have taken it down. How does it feel to be the champion?
Doesn't feel good. It's lonely at the top.
It is lonely at the top, I know. I've been here alone for years, but welcome. Now, here we are.
Thank you.
King, how do you feel?
Hey, I'm just, it was fun. Glad to do it. It sucked I was that close on, what, 2 of the runs at least?
It was. The 2 runs, the one that you died on was deeply unfortunate, but you made a really brave play, and that play would have been the game maker, either way you went. But because that didn't pay off with the D100, unfortunately, that was a bit unfortunate. But we do have one more fun run in store for everyone here, and that is, of course, a lost race. Now, gentlemen, do you have any concerns going into this that anything undue will happen?
Yes.
Bomp, what was your loss streak?
9.
Better than mine.
Mine's 1.
That's better than most. Probably.
King, what were you saying?
So I think I maybe have like 1 win as a loss. So I've watched a lot of Bomps to take notes. So I'm hoping to utilize that. So Bomp will definitely probably be faster me on this one, but I'm going to utilize his strats, and hopefully Dukes can carry me in chat.
I mean,
Dukes
is
okay.
the person who, yeah, go ahead, Bomp, do that. Dukes is the one who carries me in all of mine, so, she's quite reliable in that way.
Also, I just want to throw out there, too, since this is the last challenge for our runs, I guess, this will probably be the last time to get into the Discord to get into the giveaway. After the end of this, I'll be locking that down, and then we'll pull a name to see who wins. But again, thank you all, and Poppy, thanks for commentating, and Bob, thanks, Poppy. I appreciate you all.
Yes, I've had a good time, and still thinking about that time I saw my nerve pulled out of my tooth. That's a pretty weird story. I have to tell you that one sometime.
That is pretty strange.
Shall we get started here? Bomp, go ahead and throw that seed out there.
All right, King, you ready?
Ready.
All right. Quaker, Kryptonite, Rocks, 4, Raisins, Ache, Antelope, 4.
So Bomp, did you a real dirty one there, King? You're gonna have to backspace that out, and I'll read it back for you. You have the second, yeah, it's the Kryptonite's a K. what a jerk.
I couldn't. Different word.
Quincy, Kilo, Romeo, 4, Romeo, Alpha, 4. Thank you to Captain Simp.
I couldn't think of a different word.
I'm like so hooked on like cryptocurrency now, like with the crypto. So that's fair.
Yeah, he's bought so many NFTs it isn't even funny. He told me that he bought 40 NFTs from Elon Musk directly.
It's excessive.
It is excessive. I agree.
I gotta agree with Dukes here.
Yeah, I was thinking of cryptocurrency, like this only for crypto. So all right.
And I agree that Superman is one of the lamest superheroes ever. Shall we begin?
He's OP, so he's just I don't like him.
Go ahead and count yourselves out, gentlemen.
All right, King, on 1. 3, 2, 1. All right.
All right, here we go.
Good
Final run. Best of luck to both of our contenders. It's time for a lost run. All right, looks like King is very bravely going in the curse room immediately. Interesting. All right. It's fine. Bomb heads for the item room. He's probably going to use his D4. I have a feeling any second now he's going to use that D4 and just see what happens.
God Golem wants to know if he can get in on here.
Yeah, why don't we pause and I'll go ahead and add him to the call.
Pause.
God Golem, hang tight. Let's get you in on the call. I'm sorry about work, my friend, but happy you're here now. I'm going to add God Golem to the call. Actually, you know what? Let's, guys, tab over and let's go over to the other call. I'm going to start that one up real quick. Alright, so I got King, so I got Bomp, and God Golem, do we have you?
Hello?
Hello.
Pause everything. Stop the count. The real commentary's here, boys and girls.
Oh my god. Well, now that we've stopped the count, we have no idea who the president is. Son of a bitch.
Recount.
God Golem, I'm going to take a step back here because honestly, my throat and voice are somewhat more tired after this than I expected. I think it's because Bomp shouted at me earlier and I cried a lot, so...
Oh, yeah. That's to be expected. Boogie, would you mind dropping me the multi-stream link in Discord real quick?
Yep, here we go. Let me go ahead and drop that on over.
Slide right into my DMs, please.
I will, and have.
Thank you.
There you are.
We're setting up master control over here.
Fire when ready, and please.
Mature audiences, I can't be here.
This is really unfortunate. I should have warned you ahead of time. I'm very sorry about that. I will say I want to give one final shout out to our sponsor, Bob's Brain. Really hoping it makes an appearance in this run. I wouldn't want to say it's the first item in the item room, but if I did say that, it would be because it's our sponsor of this event. Ladies and gentlemen, Bob's Brain, what a treat. Shall we get started?
Yeah, whenever you're ready.
I'm ready. King, you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Alright, thanks for pausing. Appreciate it.
Don't everyone go at once.
Oh, I started.
Ready, set, go, fight!
All right,
Run
so
for our amusement streamers.
it does look like King is handling this fire room in the same way that Bomp did by using his D4.
Stuck in the start menu for a little bit. That's why I was there for a bit.
Chat, powerful reminder here. Only you can prevent basement fires, alright? Shoutouts to a Drobe official. Learned the hard way on a Zine streak that basement fires hurt.
It's one of those things where I'm just glad my dad's basement can never catch fire because he actually has a full-size 8-foot-tall hot tub down there, and so I'm not worried about it. If my dad's basement catches on fire, it's God's will.
He has a hot tub in his basement?
Bit of a long story. It's very moldy down there because it doesn't have a cover either.
Ooh, that's probably a little musky.
That would be the least of the problems. The black mold may be the worst of them.
Oh, no, that's healthy. Just breathe that in.
It makes him strong. Alright, so it looks like Bomp has made his way to the boss. Nobody's favorite, nobody's least favorite. Middle of the road, nobody cares.
Man, I got like a 30-second delay compared to you, Boogie. Holy.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and be the lost leader on this one. I'm gonna bring you the knowledge. They're fighting Monstro.
This is a great boss. He has 3 teeth. You can count them. 1, 2, 3. Only 4 when he jumps. Oh wait, he has like 6.
Yeah, he's got like
They're
6.
multiplying. Pretty easy basement 1 boss fight. See something easy like this to kind of ease your way into the Lost.
Yeah, it's with the Bob's Brain play as well. I'm kind of interested to see what happens with our friend Bomp here, because it's an interesting and brave play to do Bob's Brain when 2 hits and that's it.
Are you telling me King didn't take it? He's our sponsor.
Yeah, no, King did not take Bob's brain because he said that he doesn't care about corporate America, corporate interest. He said that Raytheon can suck it. I mean, I don't even know what the hell he means by that. That's weird.
I gotta agree with him there. Probably one of those cryptocurrencies.
He does like cryptocurrency, and because Bob's brain can be purchased for $8.99 from any reputable dealer, he says he's not interested. Bitcoin only, he says.
Well, I'm going for that tensed rock there, but not paying out with what he was hoping for. The classic gray chest bamboozle. You hate to see it.
It is always disappointing. One of my most loyal fans and friends, Duke Salicious, makes fun of me for the number of times that I bomb tinted rocks, even after I've already gotten small rock when playing the Lost. And it only makes me mad because she's right.
But think about it, there could be a gold chest with like a cricket's head in there. So if you have the bombs, it's worth it.
There also could be a soul heart. Or a single bomb.
King finally finishing up that monster fight. Definitely taking him a little bit longer without Bobby B in his arsenal, but he made it through just fine.
Bomp finds an item on the next floor, by the way, and I can't wait for you to get there, God Golem, but he finds an item on the next floor that is absolutely transformative to this run. I mean, it's game-changing, absolutely.
I'm almost there, hold on. He's bombing the flies right now.
Helmet says Bobby B. He loves Bobby B.
King on his way to basement 2 right now. Oh, Bomb doesn't even have a key for the item room yet. He's gonna have to forge for that. King with his balls of literal steel on a wheelbarrow going into the curse room again.
I mean, honestly, I always do curse room as the Lost. I'm brave and I'm irresponsible.
It's definitely a little risky play, but it can pay off.
Yeah, that one time that a curse room gives you anything.
Okay, see, that item actually isn't bad, because he's not going to get the health up from it, but it still does have the passive effect, which can be pretty huge, especially on a character like the Lost.
And I will say that when you get to the boss fight on the second floor for Bomp, Bobby B makes all the difference in the world. Bobby B makes the big plays.
King does already have a key, so he can go right into the item room instead of having to clear some extra rooms out like Bomp did.
And King...
Go ahead.
I was going to say, King has also made a shop purchase as well that I think will make some pretty big differences for him.
Oh, you buy something from the shop? What do you get?
The compass.
Oh. That's a pretty good item.
Out of the 3 mapping items, I actually kind of prefer treasure map, but compass would definitely be my second. I don't know. How do you rank them?
Oh, yeah. I mean, treasure map just gives you so much more knowledge in terms of where the boss is going to potentially be, because, you know, it's typically going to be the furthest room away from the starting position. But obviously not always the case, but it's definitely much more information to go off of than something like the compass.
And the compass can be quite misleading. King getting to the Sad Larry fight. If only he had Bobby B to get him through this fight.
Bobby B is becoming the true MVP of the run right now, just melting the bosses. It is quite a powerhouse weapon if used correctly.
I pick up Bob's brain every single time, but I also used to pick up Curse of the Tower every time as well, and I was told that that was, quote, irresponsible and childish, so you tell me.
Bomb just trucking through caves here like an absolute madman. You got a nice cosmetic upgrade with those devil horns, which is pretty nice.
It does make him look quite stylish.
It's quite fearsome. King
does get tagged up at the end of the Sad Larry fight, but it was on the very last shot. He gets his devil deal, and he picks up the 2 items that Bomp took with him to the next floor as well. It does give them a 50% chance of resurrection, so that's got to be a nice little safety net.
Pretty huge on the Lost, honestly. A 50-50 roll to keep the run alive is pretty nice.
Bomp picks up the trickle charge, so that's going to be nice. And he also gets Sack of Sacks. I am a huge fan of Sack of Sacks, huge fan of Sackhead. I think that both of those can be pretty nasty.
I honestly wish there was like a sack transformation. Just crying sacks at the enemies and exploding with loot. That would be pretty fantastic.
I mean, I don't think that they want to make the game more breakable than it is. It definitely already has a break me at your will quality if you know what you're doing.
That's very true. I did once spend about 40 minutes on the floor with glitter bombs, just exploding them, trying to break the game. And I got there, but that was a 40-minute journey.
That is definitely more, I think, time commitment to glitter bombs than most people would have. Looks like Bomp is coming up on the item room here on the next floor.
Oh, it's the Curse of an XL. Interesting. As an Eden Streaker, I probably think this is the worst curse you can get, because it just robs you of so much potential in your run. Resource-wise.
Elaborate on that.
Okay, so you only get the chance of one double deal, which obviously sucks instead of two. You're only getting one shop instead of two. You don't even have the chance of getting an arcade on your second floor because it's just one big floor. So just a lot of resources down the drain on an XL.
And it's one of those too where I tend to enjoy an XL floor just because I can, make, my way through it a lot faster than I would otherwise do. Although some of them do take significantly longer. It looks like Bomp down here trying to make some
nasty hit in a room with Bobby B. Not the room you want to be taking damage in, but he's handling it pretty well.
Looks like King made his way to the item room here. Gets an item that we've seen already today, and he's kind of debating it. He's debating
Bob's
it.
brain?
Yeah, no, he already missed Bob's brain. No, King is still on basement 1. Gets to Bob's brain. He's thinking about it.
He's pondering it in his mind, wondering if he wants it or not.
Now, with the compass on this XL floor, King has a serious advantage.
Definitely.
Compass is good. I mean, compass is definitely nothing to sneeze at. If I get the chance to buy it, I pick it up. Pretty clean play, pretty clean dodges so far. I do think
some pretty nasty rooms for the Lost.
Yeah, no, I do think that the players have been getting a lot of champions, have been getting a lot of enemies that can juke you or dive at you, but they seem to be handling it fairly well.
King walks into a absolutely gorgeous item room pickup. Big game changer for a run.
This actually, I think it was on the first run. Bomp or King, keep me honest. I think Proptosis was actually on the first run, right?
Second run, because it was with Eden with the sprinkler.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yes.
Proptosis sprinkler, that'd be pretty good.
They did use the sprinkler to pretty good effect on that run. The second run actually ended kind of sad. King took a big chance and he did a D100, and it did not pay off. Oh man.
Also interesting to note here, Bomb decided to opt out of the D4 for Lemon Mishap, which is interesting play. D4 can technically get you out of a really bad position. If you're willing to sacrifice your mantle and a bad boss and you already took a hit early, it could roll you into something good, or it could just kill you.
And I actually try my best when playing the Lost, and then maybe this isn't top play. By the way, Bomp moves into the boss fights. Maybe this isn't top tier play, but I actually try to lose it as quickly as I can, because the last thing I want is to accidentally trigger it. And I play on a PlayStation 4 controller, and you can activate the bumpers on a PlayStation 4 controller by existing, breathing, or looking too hard in one direction.
Using your telekinesis to trigger the button.
Yes.
Keep passing up that rune, which is a pretty good one, I would say.
Yeah, an interesting choice, but I do think that King's decision to stick with the Fool over the Dagon is probably one of it's a safety play. Obviously, he's making a safety play there to get himself out of a bad situation where he's already lost his mantle. And
that is true, yeah.
Oh my God, Bomp just got into the devil deal, and wow, what?
I'm still on the first boss here for Bomp.
Yeah.
Big Daddy Horn.
Yeah, so Bomp got his devil deal, and let's just say it's fairly transformative.
Gotta love that dark bomb.
Oh, that first boss room item though is just not what you're looking for with the loss, unfortunately. Second boss is a little more kind than Bighorn.
All right, so let's see what King does. King just got there. He used Lemon Mishap actually to some pretty decent effect there. He's real close on Bighorn, making me super duper nervous how close he is on Bighorn. If he throws the contact bomb, King will be out that mantle real quick.
Man, I don't get why my delay is so bad. Holy hell.
It is a little, it's strange. Are you on a wired connection?
Yeah, I'm hardwired in. It's my modem.
All right, so King, it looks like he's almost got the Bighorn down. Big Bobby B plays on the next floor for Bomb.
Oh yeah, that is a hell of a double deal bomb picked up there.
And again, King gets the dog food from Bighorn. Absolutely worthless. He goes on to the Husk fight. Meanwhile, Bomp is making full use. So I'm going to say something here, since we've already revealed that Dark Bum is one of the Devil Deal items, and they're going to have the same Devil Deal. I actually think on the Lost I don't pick up Dark Bum, because he might occasionally give you a friendly spider you can use, but more often than not, he's going to give you a Soul Heart you can't use, or he's going to give you an aggressive spider.
See, but he can be used later on potentially for sacrificial altar cannon fodder, so it is a good pickup to have.
Yeah, that's a fair call.
That could be the difference between one item from the sack altar or two.
And with how our scoring is working here, having an extra 25 points actually goes a pretty long way. So we'll see what happens here. Both players moving through the same floor now. King is going to go ahead and burn down a moon card, get himself into the secret room. Bomp's just collecting some items here. He's debating on a trinket here. Is he going to go? Yeah, he's going to take it. Oh, that's an interesting trinket that Bomp just picked up. We'll see if he can make some... see if he can make some use of it. Yeah,
definitely interesting. I would definitely say that's the play over Trickle Charger in this situation, though.
Well, and I think Trickle Charger is honestly not amazing. I don't know. I've heard a lot of people disagree and say Trickle Charge is a great item. I've never gotten much out of it, to tell you the truth. King does lose his mantle. This is not a good spot. This is a bad spot. Oh, but he makes it. Whew, close call there for King.
Yeah, luckily with the Brimstone and Flight, navigating around these rooms and still laying down a good amount of DPS is relatively easy for them.
All right, so King has the compass. So again, he knows exactly where he's going at any given moment.
A lot of champion enemies have been popping up, and neither of these guys have the championship belt quite yet. So
it is
a bad RNG.
Yeah, I was gonna say it is kind of an unforgiving seed. We did generate it randomly at the beginning of the run. Oh, wow. Bomp gets himself into a Devil Deal thanks to that decision he made earlier. He is he's got to be reasonably happy with that. Oh.
Not the greatest item with the current build, unfortunately, but again, that is potentially useful later in some situations.
And King gets himself into the Steam sale. Everybody gets into the Steam sale. We all remember when Steam sales actually be worth a damn. It's been several years. I'm interested. King is bombing a lot of skulls, and I'm not sure why. Oh, Bomp loses his mantle in the fight.
Ooh, he could be dry baby hunting, which is an incredibly good item to have on the Lost. Trivializes the Day It Lives fight, Isaac and Blue Baby.
And
Bomp positioning right.
Bomp does make it through the fight. He does okay. He gets himself a very good boss item. And King picks up Abel.
A lot of ads in there. A lot of ads in that boss fight.
Yeah, that was a tough one, but he did a good job with it.
Handled it well.
Bobby B coming in big for Bomp, taking down one of these gladiators for him.
The able to win carry, though. A very crucial item here.
All right, now King is moving on to the fight. King has lost his mantle as well. Let's see, can he finish the fight? Can he end this?
Tough fight with all those ads again.
And
So-
King does it too. King does it too, and he's got the Cat of Nine Tails as well, which is another really good item, great item. And he goes on down to the next floor. Gotta say that was really well done for a fight that I mean I probably would have eaten it on that fight.
Another interesting active item coming out of that red chest there could provide a lot of vitality to the run if he decides to keep it long enough.
Yeah, I was really curious, and I was holding off on saying anything because I don't know if King will end up with that same item. But if he doesn't, it could be a big game changer if he holds on to it long enough.
Yeah, is the chest RNG static in a seated run like this, or is it different?
We're really not sure. We have seen some differences. We've seen differences in Devil Deals. So far, the chest items that we've seen have, I think, been the same, but I haven't paid attention to every item because you got to watch two screens at once. Turns out that's actually tough.
I don't think Bomp got able in that gold chest on the last floor.
Well, and I think it's because he did not have a gold chest.
Yeah, he had the left hand. You're right. Yeah.
Oh yeah, so I guess King, we can reveal that to you now. Bomp actually found the left hand trinket and took it with him, and so that has made a big difference in his run. And Bomp down here just trying to stay safe, make those big Bobby B plays, and King finds just an amazing fly item. This is actually one of the better fly items. I'm not even kidding. We had Lost Fly earlier, which is great, really good item. Whatever.
It was doing work, and that's why I lost that run, is because I sacrificed.
King taking an interesting shop item there. It's not gonna really do him too many favors. Was this Depths 2 though? This was his last try to make anything happen.
And I will say that we did just see Bomp have to nope out of a room using his moon card there. He was in a tough spot, and I will say that was absolutely necessary for survivability. So Bomp making a good play to save his own life, but he is without a backup now. King holding an Emperor card as backup, which is an interesting backup. I mean, that's a damn, I really got to get out of here backup, that's for sure. And it does look like King, did you also pick up the left hand? I think you might have. I can't tell because he's blocking his.
I didn't.
So
that was a great moon card play by King. That was almost heartbreaking.
And so it looks like both players now are holding on Pandora's box. So let's see how far they take it.
The Emperor card could be good if King wants to try and get into the Hush fight, though.
Yeah, King's holding a Fool card, so it looks like he has given up now. It looks like he did drop that Emperor card that he was holding.
King also finding Pandora's box later on in the run.
Yeah, that's really interesting. So it means that it was not generated off of the left hand, and that's what I was curious about, is if left hand was generating it.
Opting out to use it on this floor, though, instead of saving it for, I believe it's Wound 2. It gives 2 boss items on, if I'm not mistaken. You can correct me on that if I'm wrong.
No, I think that's about right. I have saved it. I have actually saved it as far as chest before, which is how you unlock moving box, incidentally.
I haven't seen either of the players taking advantage of their dressing tables, though, which does have a 1% chance of giving a mom item, which could be pretty huge if you get mom's wig or something like that out of it.
Really? I've never seen that.
Yeah, it's just really rare. It's
I wasn't aware of
1
that.
out of 100.
Interesting. Thanks.
No problem.
Thank you, Coco. Thank you for the follow.
No problem.
King has been just peeling them down today, thanks to my commentary, primarily. That's what they all said. I've been reading the MySpace comments during this, and everybody just said what a great job I was doing. And
My friend Tom's popping off on there. He's my only friend, but he's a good one.
So just thank you everybody so much for following us here, and make sure you follow us on MySpace too. And we have a Bandcamp. All right.
Non-American Pie style.
All right, so let's see. Wow,
Rough
there's
room here with the spikes. Okay, see the soul there, like I was just saying, made a huge play for Bomp and actually deflected that tear from the Scully boy out of his way, which might have potentially hit him if not. So even though they're not getting the health here from the soul, it does still have some pretty incredible use in the run.
And I've always found the Soul's shield, and by the way, Bomp clears Mom and gets a Devil Deal, picks up both items, even though one of them is completely useless. I've always found the Soul's shield effect to just be too inconsistent, and that's always been my biggest gripe with it. But that said, it's definitely nothing to leave behind. I mean, there's really no reason to not.
You can actually just stand still on the It Lives fight with the Soul, and it will just like gently nudge the tears out of your way.
So I'll be really interested. I am actually going to try that. I tried your trick you taught me with Hush, where you can just stand still during the like wavy homing shots phase, and I didn't take any damage. So King also clears and gets the Devil Deal. So King and Bomp are pretty much neck and neck at this point. Oh, Bomp destroying Sad Larry. How will they file papers at the New Jersey Department of Sewers, Libraries, and Other Recreations now? I ask you.
They're going to be backed up for months.
Thanks a lot. All right, King goes and uses his full card to go back to the shop, I suppose. I guess that's where he's going.
He's going to go blow up that dressing table.
He actually went back to pick up his Emperor card. Very interesting. Good play, actually. That's could make a big difference. And bear in mind, he has a significant advantage over Bomp because he has the compass. So, you know, he may be thinking to save that until Womb 2. But either one you use it on is good. And you could also just save it for the chest. Although playing as the Lost, I generally tend to spend my money today because it might be gone tomorrow.
King does have a Wheel of Fortune, or Bomp, excuse me, has a Wheel of Fortune card, which could generate him an extra item on the chest if he doesn't find anything more useful by then, which could be pretty huge. Free item's a free item.
What's the percentage chance of a payout there?
I want to say it's almost like 100%. The only thing that doesn't have a chance of spawning a pedestal item out of a dispenser like that is the blood donation machine, I believe.
That's
Correct.
interesting. All right, so looks like King is opting to hold that Emperor card and just kind of see what happens. I think he just left behind a luck up, which probably didn't need to do.
He's lucky enough.
Yeah. He brings the luck. He is luck. It was just a regular coin. And it turns out that I am as incapable of spotting the luck up coin as ever I thought I was.
You gotta look for that green tint. It's hard to spot, but once you've trained your eye to see it, it is definitely noticeable.
And I think it's the tinted rocks, right? When you first start playing the game, tinted rocks, you're like, those don't exist. And you have people, you know, like Dukes, who will be like, yeah, it's literally right there. Ooh, King takes a hit in this room.
It was just, I did not understand how people could ever even see a tinted rock in the womb.
In your eye.
Wanted to take the hit in.
Yeah. Oh, King, he does make it through. He burns down a Devil card here. I have to assume he's going back for that Emperor card. And he gets the.
You don't want too close to those gotchi tentacles because I have been slapped by those one too many times. Definitely not an ideal boss fight here in the closet.
Yeah, that sucked.
Well, looks like both players made it through. Both players are down to Womb 2. And
up an orb.
Definitely going to advantage them. Looks like King, or Bomp rather, passed on the potential library there. Interesting. What need is there for
library?
Libraries? When is it?
2 key doors can't be a library.
Oh, they can't?
There can only be a treasure chest room or a dice room.
I'm sorry, I failed you, Bomp. I failed you.
What is pretty interesting to note, though, is we haven't seen any bedrooms yet, which are incredibly common on the Lost.
Yes, I actually haven't seen a single bedroom all afternoon.
I'm in my bedroom.
I don't have a bedroom, so thanks for bragging.
Weird flex, but we'll allow it. We'll take that into judging later on.
Okay, let's see. King is just clearing it. Honestly, I have to say, I think I might have been tempted to burn my Emperor card the moment I saw that it was a Curse of the Lost. King now gets the left hand to replace Trickle Charge several floors later. How that works, I don't know.
The payouts from the red chest have not been too kind. We've only seen one item from them so far. And I mean, King did get Abel from his gold chest, so who's the real winner here?
I think it's King. Abel is one of those items that I don't know what I would do without it, personally. What's funny is I actually had a run a couple of nights ago where Abel actually did some pretty, like, decent clearing for me in a couple of rooms, and I'm like, just go. Like, just go. You're being a smartass now.
There has been some early rooms where it's really better to just use Abel to your advantage and snipe the enemies if they're not moving.
Looks like King's got a pretty gross room here.
The Empty Vessel shield proc with the orbital could be some pretty nice DPS potential if used correctly, but these guys do have Brimstone, so I doubt we'll be using it much. Oh, as I say that, Bomb is just melting these boys with the orbital shield proc. Great combination.
And with Bobby B. I mean, honestly, Bomb taking Bobby B from floor 1 really is the most transformative thing, I think, here. Both players get through the gurgling fight there with, what's her name, who I'm totally blanking on right now, the one who slides around as an asshole, pretty easily.
Gertie?
Gertie, yeah. How dare you, Bomb? I'm disqualifying Bomb for that comment. I'm disqualifying you.
That's fair.
Ooh, taking a hit in the spike room. This is a little bit of a tricky room. King is opting to bomb out and reset, which is a valid strategy. Oh, it was a dead end anyways. Didn't matter. Useless room. I didn't notice, but King did take the Razor Blade here, which is a little bit of a Monka-S item to have on the Lost, because I think it just bypasses your mantle and is instantaneous death, if I'm not mistaken.
Does it? King, don't activate your item to find out, please.
Do it for science, please.
And King does get through and is now taking down... He got through the double lock room that Bomb skipped earlier. He's taking down some others. He is still searching for the boss. At this point, he only has one path available to him out of the main room to get to the boss. Again, I would have been so sorely tempted. And I do think that his play is definitely the smarter one to save it until a later floor. But I would have been absolutely tempted to just be like, oh, yeah, here's my Emperor card. Okay, yeah, so now I'm deeply confused as to where the hell the boss is, because the direction King went, the boss isn't that way either. Huh.
Maybe the boss was just inside of us the whole time.
Yeah, the boss was the friends we made along the way.
Not Bobby B. Who would have thought? What an upset.
Alright, so King does ultimately, instead of going through and getting torn up even more, does decide just to use the card. It's incredible with a 12.91. That laser eye took 3 shots on the Brimstone to kill. My guess is because it was at the tail end of his proptosis. Okay, so here comes the spinning blood laser from Mom, but King clears it deftly, gets himself into the devil deal, picks up an item that's worthless to him and Guppy's tail, which is great with 42 keys. And he opts to skip the Hush fight. Not sure why he would do that, but sure. And King is on to Cathedral. Couldn't have been so lucky. King sees where the boss room is, immediately tries to go the direction that the boss is, and discovers that the game is literally just trolling him. This is really... King has lost his mantle and needs to get out of this room. Okay, alright, he gets out.
Boss has still been holding on to the Pandora's box here. He could be potentially trying to make the Godhead play on Cathedral with it.
And I think that that would go a pretty long way. Obviously, you know, you can argue all day, but it's easily one of the best items in the game.
Even if you pull the Sacred Heart with it, it would be pretty huge as well.
He's still looking for the boss room. King, you know, lucked out with that Emperor card. And Bomp finds the boss room and gets himself a Troll Bomb for his troubles. Alright, so he's still going around looking for something. I'm not really quite certain. Well, okay, so he's turned around. He's going for the boss now. And he's charged up. He's all ready to go. Bobby B, show us what you can do. Alright. So, oh, this is bad. Bomp has lost early in the It Lives fight. Has lost his mantle. Oh, this is going to be tense. But you know, he is master player, and he does it. He does it. Nice job, Bomp, clearing that. Even after losing that mantle, that's a really sick play. King is going through a not so fun fight in the cathedral currently, in a big room with ghosts and those little like lampreys, but he does make it, and he finds petrified poop this late in the run. How could you not?
Ghosts are probably my least favorite enemy in all of Isaac. I just hate their iframes, the fact that you can't damage them when you get to a room.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry to interrupt, but ladies and gentlemen, Bomp saved his Pandora's box for the womb and was rewarded, as all the faithful are, with the wafer.
You literally hate to see it.
I feel so disappointed for him and all of us at this moment. Meanwhile, King moves on to the Isaac fight. How in the hell is the game gonna have the audacity, the sheer chutzpah, to look at Bomp in the face after that? Like, I would move to another state and never talk to someone again if I did that. Like, I'd be embarrassed. I would be embarrassed if I did that to someone, and here this game is doing it to our friend Bomp.
Bomp was such a gentleman that he actually picked it up and did not just leave it there for all eternity.
Yeah, I mean, it's worth 25 points if nothing else. Oh, King loses his mantle. But he clears the Isaac fight. He lost his mantle, clears the Isaac fight. Great job. King's fundamental play and his dodging today has been really on point.
Interesting. Take Cambrian Conception then for the 3 points in the last Devil Deal there.
And it may have been that he, you know, Bomp actually, I'm really curious as to why he didn't take Cambrian Conception. I know it's absolutely valueless on the loss, but it would have been worth 25 points. He may have just been, I mean, he may be stressed here. He may be stressed. King picks up chocolate milk for Brim. So he's got chocolate milk Brim now. It seems to have made absolutely no difference whatsoever.
Doesn't it give it tears up?
Oh, yes. No, I'm just saying the visual effect is completely the same.
All right, okay.
But yeah, no, his tears rate is at 24 now.
And I'm pretty sure that's going to make his Brimstone much more powerful as well, the chocolate milk charge. I believe those do synergize with one another.
All right, King clears mini boss room. Again, the fact that King has the compass, again, and this is what I'm talking about. If you're really experienced, King does lose his mantle, but he saves himself at the end of the fight. And he doesn't. He does pick up Samson's ball and chain for some reason. I don't know why he did that.
I mean, at this point, Samson's ball and chain is actually a decent item because it's going to block some tears, and there's no mushroom or polyp rocks that are going to potentially damage him otherwise.
That's a fair point. That's actually a really fair point, one I hadn't really considered. So good play then on King's part, one that I questioned, but much like Lost Fly, I do feel wrong, like I was incorrect.
Lost Fly can shred some enemies. That's all I'm saying.
Well, I was roasted by chat. I was absolutely roasted by chat. And apparently rightly so, because I said that Lost Fly is one of the worst flies in the game, and chat said, no, you're one of the worst flies in the game, and I take that... I take that criticism to heart, and I promise I'll try to be one of the better flies in the game in the future.
Yeah, because, you know, sometimes it just beelines right down the middle of the room, and there's a bunch of enemies there, and it's like, just like a blender. It just annihilates everything in its path.
King is making really steady progress in the chest here. I'm happy to see it. King does have Sissy Longlegs, which is just a known quantity. What a great item. I mean, it's hard to imagine a better one. Ultimate Helmet 2 in the chat says that Lost Fly is blind, unyielding justice. I mean, how else can you put it better? God Golem, I don't know.
It is basically the Judge Dredd of the game. I would have to agree with Helmet.
And I was thinking the RoboCop of the game. So really, maybe it's the nexus of the two, right? Where Judge Dredd and RoboCop have a baby. Perhaps Robo
like
Baby.
Wesley Snipes and Demolition Man.
Yes. It's kind of like the Lawnmower Man. All right. And King is on to the Blue Baby fight. He is here. Meanwhile, Bomp got a payout with what appears to me to be Bumbo. And he moves on to the Isaac fight. He's just outside the Isaac fight. We'll see if he's moving into it. And King gets a really good proc from the Empty Vessel here. Let's see here.
Great use of the beam there by King coming into the Blue Baby fight.
Yeah, no, it was really... Oh, and he uses the fly, and he gets it. Ladies and gentlemen, King takes down a great Lost win. So now we just got to wait and see what happens here. King, go ahead and count up your items. Nicely done, my friend. That was excellent play. You did such a good job. I was in awe the entire time.
Good job, King.
Opting out to not take Bumbo here, which is can be a pretty good item if you feed him enough.
Well, and there's really no risk with Bumbo after you get to Womb, right? Like, you're not going to lose anything unless you have money as power.
I mean, he could throw a troll bomb at you, but he can also spawn chests, which could have pedestal items in them, so...
Alright, so looks like Bomp does pick up the exact same array of items as King did. Oh, wow, and he gets Epiphora.
Another great item for my build.
Yeah, your build, that's just absolutely game-breaking. So, King, count up your items if you don't mind. We'll do your math here in a moment, and let's...
Oh, we did take Bumbo, never mind.
Yeah, he went back for Bumbo just after the fight. Right around the time you said it. 34, you said, King?
Yeah, 34. So I think it comes up to 850.
That sounds right, yeah. And then, King, you'll get an extra 100 for finishing first. And there will be no health bonus, obviously, because you're playing as the Lost. Now, that's not bad, but I don't know how it's going to act with his Brimstone. So let's see how Jacob's Ladder acts. So it doesn't... It looks...
does not synergize with Brimstone.
That is a damn shame. Doorstop could be pretty good here, actually.
It just was.
Yeah, Doorstop just paid off twice.
Dodging that, what is that, the triple Orange Ragman fight in that room? No one wants to fight that.
Yeah, that's a mess.
Add value out of Doorstop right now. Just basically eliminated half the map.
And you know, I actually am not a big doorstop user. I don't love doorstop, and the reason I don't love doorstop is because my dumbass backs out of rooms all the time on accident when I have doorstop, and it's embarrasses me, embarrasses my family. My sister hasn't spoken to me in 6 years.
See, it can be used to cycle out champions in rooms like it just happened in the Cyclops room a few rooms back there, which can be pretty huge, especially in an Eden Streak style run early on. If you see like a bunch of champions or like a mega champion, you can just back that ass up and re-roll it.
And that is a classic track that I think we all like. All right, so Bomp is making a lot of use of the doorstop here, but it looks like he might have come to a point where he's just going to have to commit. Good dodging so far in this fight. Looks like King's got Bomp up as well, so we're watching along with him.
Classic Curse of the Full Clear right now, it seems.
Yeah.
Everyone's favorite curse.
Also interesting to note that King does follow Amaranth. That's the most surprising thing I ever learned about him. Besides,
I told you that I do have to pop in there every now and then to see what exactly I should be doing for my streams.
Oh, you mean wearing a low-cut top?
Yeah, you never know. It just might work.
I mean,
Bomp is rumored to be getting breast augmentation surgery pretty soon here.
Hot tub stream coming soon.
I'm waiting for the hot tub stream. You want to get in touch with my dad, or
Yeah, sure. I'll
Can
get.
I use your dad's hot tub?
Well, if you can get into it, there's actually only about a foot of space between the ceiling of the basement and the opening of the hot tub, so you got to be really careful. He's hit his head a few times trying to get into
You
it.
kind of have to army crawl face first into the hot tub, is what I'm hearing here.
And everybody loves getting their head wet in the hot tub. I mean, who doesn't dunk their face under a hot tub immediately? I know I do.
I mean, I do, but I'm a... So.
All right, so we see Bomp here. He's trying to find the boss room. Looks like he's Bobby B betrays him at the very end, but he does survive.
The greatest top 10 anime betrayals imaginable. Bobby B turning sides.
Yeah, I didn't expect it. You know, it's like the end of Attack of Titan Season 1 all over again. Just, you don't see it coming, but you realize the whole time that it should have.
Spoilers, Omega D colon.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to spoil Attack on Titan for you.
Don't spoil the end of Naruto for me, we'll be okay.
I don't even think I could spoil the first episode of Naruto for you. All right, so let's see. By the way, I think King has been making some announcements. King, have you closed the giveaway, or are you going to let it go until the very end of Bomp's run?
I'll let it go right to the very end of Bomp's run.
Is
All right.
he giving away the Charmander behind him? That'd be pretty pog.
No, I bought that.
That's my little buddy.
I bought that.
Breaking news, he's giving away the Charmander, chat. Throwing away Poppy's gift.
All right, so Bomp is
Right here first.
Bomp is getting ready to go into his chest fight here with Blue Baby. Bomp, make it happen, my friend. Oh, he's nervous, I think. All right, here he goes.
I was waiting for the shield to about to be up. So
Oh, I should have known. Yeah. See, now that's big brain. I live that smooth brain life, so I don't have to worry about stuff like that, you know.
Yeah, again, the empty vessel proc with an orbital can lay down a great amount of
35.
DPS.
Sorry, 35 items.
35 items, okay, versus King, you said 32. How many points? You added, what, 900 points at the end of yours, King?
It was 850 for... I had 34 items. It was 850, I believe, for points, and then 100 plus for the first.
And you said 32, Bomp?
35.
35, you said, actually.
Yeah.
So you got 875 for points, but I think at the end of the day... Oh, my God. Ladies and gentlemen... Oh, King. That's because I'm looking at Bomp's score. King, what was your... I'm like, what the... How the hell did these guys get the exact same score and time? King, can I see your score? Which I believe... Oh, okay. So King's was 32 something. 32, 237 plus 950 versus 31, 899 plus 875. So, Bomp, it does appear that King beats you, but just barely.
Congratulations,
So
King of the North.
the King
Hey,
won...
Bob, I didn't go empty-handed today, at least.
There you go.
Yeah, no. Well, that was pretty good. I actually was really pleased with how that loss run went. I gotta say, King, that was excellent play. Bomp also, obviously, but you guys made that loss run look silly. You guys really just went to town on it.
Yeah, that was a great loss run, honestly. They don't all go like that, chat, you know. Lost is a fickle mistress.
Yeah, we were lucky.
Yeah, I'm glad that didn't end on, like, you know, third floor or something. It was exciting that it went the distance, so...
Yeah, and I was really pleased too to see there were definitely some rooms where like it was over, my man. Like it was done. But you two managed to pull it out anyway, and that was really cool to see. I thought you guys did a really great job there.